Oh wait, is it not failing?
Yeah, there's that green thing. Right
Oh sweet. All right, so we're not failing. Oh god, we're so late. All right, can you go get the listings from Steve?
Yeah.
Oh sweet god. All right, guys, we apologize for starting so late. Lots of traffic and other not fun stuff. MTG card market. That's where we're coming from today. All right, cool. Then MTG. Let's make all that shit capitalized because why the hell not? Sweet God. All right, guys. Again, sorry for starting so late. In the booth with me today, I've got Mr. Simon. We'll get him in here in just a second.
Who's on camera?
I don't know. We're waiting for nobody's handing me pairings.
Okay, you're the parent.
Jeez. All right, let's see. Let's get.
Me.
Do you want to?
I'm slightly inebriated, so I think that would be fun.
All right, Ryan and Mr. Agra.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, Wagner, what are you on?
What?
What are you on? Okay. All right, guys. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Simon and Mark. Not exactly McManus. Let's get all this stuff going here. Okay, cool, guys. All right, I'm going to go take it away from the booth because they're sitting down to play. And, of course, they knock the camera. That's the first thing they do. Can you shut the door, Simon?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wagner's playing John.
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay.
So Bogner's sitting on that side of the table, so let's go ahead and get him up there. Player one is Mr. Bob Agra. Agra?
Aggro.
All right.
I think it's GR.
GRA. All right, cool. Simon, I didn't remember your last. Or I know what your last name is. I just don't remember.
There's a
how to
bunch of
spell
K's
it.
and stuff.
I know it's a little ethnic for me.
It's a little.
Do we know what Bob's on? I
think
gotta
he's
imagine
playing-
some sort of Delver, right?
I think it's elves. I saw some elves out earlier.
Oh,
when I
okay.
was laying stuff out.
All right.
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Either way, this is going to be fun. I've got a lot to do as far as resetting all this stuff, so I'm
Sure.
relying on you to actually watch the game
Okay.
and see what's going on. But Lord knows they're going to shuffle for like 4 years. So, and Chad, I apologize, I haven't gotten you guys up yet. Man Boful, how are you doing, sir? How are you doing, sir? I'm a little freaking out over here. But there we go. All right, now we're going to see the chat. We got this, guys. Done. Let's hide that video preview. We don't need that. Hide it. Hide it. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Because they're raping everybody out here.
Yeah, I think that's.
Oh, sweet God. Fuck that. All right, come on. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. All right, cool. And do we have everything? This is round 1, actually.
Yep.
All right. Simon, I'm going to need more personality than that.
Okay. Hey, there's a lot of personality.
Oh, Man Boful. Yeah, that's what I was actually going to tell you about this. We had somebody playing Enchantress
Oh, no
on
way.
Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad somebody's there to pick up the torch. Although, I hate to be the person to say this, but I feel like Enchantress, it might be time to throw in the towel or the basic forests or whatever you throw when you're throwing things for Enchantress.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. It's kind of rough.
It was always rough, and now it's just like you're not even the guy drawing the most cards. So
No, because there's other cards to
Treasure
do that.
Cruise.
It's not just Booze Cruise.
Yeah.
So, looks like both players are shuffling up. Again, I've got a few other things I got to do here.
Mhm.
So just let me know if we got to change life totals, or if we do,
Sure.
just got to keep track.
Okay. So yeah, looking at their starting hands, we can see Bogner's playing Jund. We think Bob is playing Elves, in which case the Punishing Fire looks like a sweet draw. And he's not even playing anything close to Elves. I think he's playing Blue Red, maybe? Blue Red Delver?
Bogner always missing the camera whenever he,
Yeah.
whenever he shows. He tries, and I appreciate
God
it.
bless him for trying. Either way, Punishing Fire is like great. It's super well positioned against all the small creatures in Legacy right now. Fewer Tarmogoyfs means that it's not often just like a 2-mana shock, you know? So I think this is a hand you want to keep, especially with 15 Deathrite Shamans. And Bob is mulliganing. It looks like Bogner's going to be on the play, which is huge, especially because he's definitely going to be playing the control in this matchup. So he's going to want to establish his mana guys, make sure he can actually kill the threats that Bob is putting out.
Nah, he doesn't need to kill him. He just goes #yellow swag.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do. That's what
another way of
Magic
doing
is
it.
really about.
Okay, so looking through the cards that are being shoveled here, I'm seeing a Price, a Riftbolt. It looks like Bob might just be playing straight burn, which certainly would, it's KAM.
KAM.
EROW.
OW. There's one K.
Yeah, there's only one K.
Oh, I thought there was a U in there somewhere.
Nah, it's,
right.
you know.
Yeah, it's good.
We can make up something funnier.
All right. So,
But yeah, Bob starts it off, or Bogner starts it off. With,
neither one of these players is that great at shooting at the camera.
Nope.
There's a lens and whatnot. So I don't see any fetches, so I think it was just a value straight from the hand, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is always a bummer when you just play a land, play a death right, and then your opponent doesn't fetch.
Yeah.
Although
well,
Bob
but
obliges,
he's like, hey, you know what? I saw you there, bro. Let me help you out. And then they embraced each other and had a sweet hug.
Yeah, we're working together to get Ryan to 3 mana.
And I just realized we have to. Do you know? I'm going to assume we got about 45 minutes left in the round, considering he never actually came back and gave me a time start. So that's what we're going with. Worst case, we'll blame it on feature match, extra time.
Forkball takes out the Deathrite Shaman. Forkball off of the mountain. Maybe he's playing blue-red still. I have no idea what deck Bob is playing. To be entirely honest, this is like my 5th guess.
So we're gonna go
red spells. I mean, I don't know what else.
Burn? Question mark?
Yeah, something like that.
With a B at the end.
Burn B.
Burn B. So that's just another Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah.
Bogner on the mono Deathrite Shaman.
No,
draw.
it's 2 more Deathrite
Oh,
Shamans.
excuse me. I'm sorry, because the Forkball.
Sorry, but as you said, the mono Deathrite Shaman draw.
Bob going down to 18 here, though.
Yeah. So in the matchup of somebody playing fetch lands versus somebody playing 3 Deathrite Shamans, I would have to lean towards the guy playing Deathrite.
Yeah. I mean, he can gain life if they have creatures.
Right. And I think
There's
Bob...
one in the yard.
Exactly. Bob fetching the second basic mountain makes it seem more likely that he's on burn and not some kind of Delver variety.
I don't know why you would play burn without splashing the blue for treasure creature.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a pretty free splash, especially because you already want to play fetch lands.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think like the EV on that is like, if you're going like actual EV, I think it's like 4 points of damage. But if you go like normal, it's like 6. If you're talking about like cards you're actually going to draw.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
If you actually average, I think
Right.
it's like 4 point something. So that's a Swift Spear, a little late to the game. But, oh gosh. Oh, no. All right, that's going to take him down to 17 now. Bogner, hurting. And looks like he's just not blocking, so he's actually going to go down to 15. That's a Lava Axe for 2 mana.
That's good. I mean, that's what they, that's what they talk about.
That's what they intended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2 mana and 2 cards, so it's like a Lightning Axe that goes to the face. It's actually not, because Lightning Axe only costs 1. It's like many things.
Well, it's like half of a... It's
Right.
half of a Lava Axe, but
No.
it stays around on a creature.
Yeah. And Swift Spear is really the card, the gift that keeps on giving here.
Yeah. So him seems pretty good.
Oh.
Price of Progress and another
Yeah.
land? What is that? So just swinging it for 1.
No.
No,
that was
okay,
on
never mind.
mines.
Yeah, all right. I have no idea.
Sure.
All
And
right,
then,
I'm tired. I've been running.
I appreciate that. So he's making 2 mana and Tarmogoyf.
Okay.
Okay.
That happens.
Yeah.
So I don't really like the fact that he exiled the 2 lands, though. Did he he attack
cast
with?
the Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, but now Tarmogoyf's smaller. Did he?
Well, because he hemmed, so he used
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now I was just confused.
Sure.
It happens. I'm terrible. So that's Tarmogoyf looks to be a 4/5 right now.
Right. It's sorcery, creature, instant. I don't know if there's still a land left.
It shouldn't be.
So it might just be a 3/4.
Yeah, I actually had all my dice, but my
Oh, I've got some.
my wife stole them and took
That's
them
the
out.
problem with getting married. First she takes the best years of your life, then she takes all your dice. I've got some big ones.
Oh, that actually works. If you want to run those out, I think they'll be slightly more visible. But
Sure.
I'm just sad because I spent the monies and all the
Right.
times, and then they just didn't make it into my giant suitcase.
Yeah, I think so. Here's the thing. I think this is the real reason when you want to play blue-red over just like straight burn. Is that,
No, I think there is a land, so I think it is
okay.
a 4/5.
Sure. Okay, makes sense.
Okay, so he's taken. He's going down 14. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Telly, how you doing, man? It's
He's
good.
fire blasting? Yeah. What is he fire blasting, though? I guess he fire blasted Ryan?
Yeah.
And Ryan, in response to the Prowess trigger, it looks like is going to Punishing Fire, the Swift Spear.
All right, Bob, you got that? You got that instant speed burn spell? Punish him back. Punish him back. Make him
Right.
hurt.
If he can punish fire with fire.
Oh, is it like fighting fire with fire?
I think it's sort of
Or is it like a step above? Or is it exactly?
It might not be like so like it's not such a like a fight. It's more of just like getting blown out by because you know you're being punished.
blown out by?
Right. That's
right. All right. So So Bogner going down to 11 here. Oh, he just had another land. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see 2 different spells. So this I'm gonna have to say looking in favor of Bogner.
Yeah. And then,
I don't know, hitting for 8 a turn.
yeah, I think he gained 2 at the end of the turn, using the death right to make a mana and the other death right to use the Swift.
Okay. So Bob is actually at 12 here.
No. Bogner should be at 13.
Yeah, because I took 4 away from Bob.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. So it was 2 and 2. All right, good enough.
Something
Right?
like that. Somewhere in
I have no
those.
idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea. All right, Bob going down to 11 now.
Sure.
121. And
Oh.
he is on the Treasure Cruise plan. All right.
Okay.
All right, cool. I'm okay with this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, then Telly eating the graveyard. Good way. However, there's going to be a lot. So Goyf is going to go down to instant sorcery. Okay, so Bogner in response going to eat. Has to be 2 spells, right? Yep. So Bogner going to go. He's going to go down to 7. Because that's what
Right.
you do. That's what you do. Shuffle, and it still looks like that cruise is still going to be pretty cheap. He's got, what, 5? So
Yeah, there's some cards off the top of the screen. And it's,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bait.
Well,
Which
the problem with Eidolon, like a lot of the
It's
creatures
not
in a
gonna do
burn
anything.
deck, yeah, on turn 3, it's not the most impressive.
No, this is not turn 3. This is like
Right.
this is turn
Sorry.
really. Turn 3, it still might have done something.
Yeah, no, turn 3 would have been great.
But that's a Maelstrom Pulse. Bogner going to go down to 11 because of that pulse.
Yeah. And Bob's going to go all the way to conceding. It looks like they're packing up for game 2. So I'm
Yeah.
going to run out these dice. I'll be right
Sweet. Thank you, sir. Appreciate
back.
it.
These die? These dice?
These dice. Dice. Dead dice. Oh, all right. So we know that he's on Burning Treasure, or I can't remember what snappy name. Chat, what should we call Burn with Treasure Cruise in it? Help me out with some fun names here. Because let's see. And again, guys, definitely apologize for the late start. Traffic's a bitch, and Mike wasn't wanting to work. I don't know. Chat's not coming up with anything creative. What do we want to call burning treasure? The booze treasure? Boozy treasure?
Molotov cocktail. I guess that's like too many steps. I'm thinking like booze cruise, and then when booze is on fire, what is it? It's a.
We can go with Molotov cocktail.
We
I like it.
It's,
I like it.
Okay, all right.
All right.
I've been reading some Russian literature lately, and that's always a prominent plot element.
Pyre boat of disappointment.
Pyre boat of disappointment might just have Molotov cocktail be.
Oh God. All right. We're just gonna go with Burning Cruise.
Okay. Yeah.
The sensation, if you're not careful about when you leave a cruise,
Right.
what do you have?
Yeah. As somebody who attended many cruises in in my childhood, I never really experienced that part of them.
Oh.
At one time, I think I might
That's,
have gotten a
sorry
the
for you.
flu
Oh.
on a
So you
cruise.
infected everybody on the boat.
No, I think I
Good
was one
job.
of the infected. I was like not the guy you blame for the outbreak, but one of the many sad victims
Okay.
of the outbreak.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Right? I want to just see a Blood Raid elf cast.
Yeah.
I want to see him get to 8 mana. I want to see him cast Blood Braid Elf into Liliana, sack one of the creatures, and then Blood Braid Elf again into another Blood Braid Elf. I know that doesn't seem possible.
It's okay. It's all right. We'll figure it out. I want to see a Bloodbraid Elf, and whatever it cascades into, I want to see Bob cast a sideboarded Searing Blood on that, just for the real kick in the nads, you know.
Oh, just to kill, and then
Yeah.
kill the Liliana.
Right. Oh,
And-
perfect. Yeah.
yeah.
In response to the Liliana +1ing, the last card in his hand was
Yeah.
the Searing Blood.
Yeah.
Of
I like
course. We really mapped out how game 2 is going to go. So if it doesn't go this way, we're sorry. But at least it shows we're not fixing the games, at least.
It's
I don't know.
true. That's true. Oh yeah, we have to be on shuffle duty.
Right.
I hate this. I hate this. People are bad people and then make my job harder. I already barely function at like a 10th grade level. And now I have to like pay attention to another thing.
Yeah, I mean, the recent, I think you're talking about like Jared Betcher and the guy
And
who got-
Humphreys,
yeah, and Humphreys, and also I think Bernsini got banned again.
Yes, he did. He got banned for another.
So good for him
3
keeping the
years.
streak alive. Just making sure he's never playing competitive Magic ever.
You don't need to.
It's really frustrating when players who do very well get banned because it obviously delegitimizes the concept of a skill game when they're banned for cheating.
Nah, that's fine. You don't need it, right?
Yeah.
You don't need actual skill.
Well, as long as you can shuffle a deck of cards well, I guess you can do anything in Magic.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
That's depressing. Anyway, game 2.
I know.
So one of the things that's cool in this matchup, which I think was sort of shown off in game 1, is that Hymn to Torak is like 2 mana, gain 8 life. And especially because...
Okay. 8 life?
Well, so like, I mean, he hit a price, right? And that was...
Oh, that was
yeah.
good.
It's probably
That
like
was
5 life or something on the average.
Sure.
But it sort of shows that like Jund is always playing the fairest of fair, and there's been a lot of talk about how targeted discard and general discard effects have gotten worse because of cards like Treasure Cruise. But it's still an example of discard plus some amount of pressure really takes out your opponent's options and close the clock.
I mean, to be fair though, that wasn't necessarily some amount of pressure. That was, hey, I've got 2 death rights that are dealing 4 turn to you and a large goif. Oh man, I made a goif die too.
Oh,
I'm so sad. It was really sweet. It's a black die. It's a giant foam one, and then I took metallic Sharpie, and I wrote on it. Hopefully, the goif never gets bigger than 7/8.
Right. Yeah. I mean, once you run into the tribal cards, you're in a lot of trouble.
Or that there are no cards in the graveyard at all. But at that point, it's pretty easy to
Why
tell.
even mark the goif?
Yeah. It's no one.
It's not even a goif then.
It's God, I can't even think of that.
Yeah, what's an 0/1 creature? This is a good question for chat. Besides kobolds, what are 0/1 creatures?
Homunculi, right?
Oh, totally. And
okay.
Yeah.
All right. God, I'm good.
You're great. Well, you probably
It's
spent a large amount of time trying to make that work. The one that makes like the 0/1.
Oh no, that was bad.
Oh.
Like no matter how, like I looked at it and I was
1,000-year elixir, make a bunch of homunculi.
I was like, oh, okay, all right. Well, no, this is just bad. So, yeah.
All right, Wagner doing the good guy shuffle away from himself thing, a la our previous discussion about a stack
Yeah, but now we
index.
can see it on camera.
Right, that's
So
great.
we're gonna cheat.
Oh, well, we're already cheating.
We, the audience.
Yeah, we control the life total, so we can just rampantly cheat.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
So it looks like Ryan has kept in his thought seizes for game 2, as well as his dark confidants, which suggests to me he might not have a ton of sideboard for the bird matchup.
I was like, oh, Signal Pest is an 0/1.
Yeah,
There we go.
oof.
There we
That's
go.
an
That's a good one.
artifact. You should have got that one.
God,
That one
I
actually
should've.
sees play. That's the real thing. That's a real Magic card. All right.
All right. Bob in 19. There's a fetch. There's a fetch. You're a fetch. We're all fetch. You know what? You know what I witch?
Uh-huh.
You know what I witch? Do you know what a witch is, Simon?
I do know. I do
Do
know what a
you?
witch is.
This
All right.
is so much nicer. Look how big our screen is
Yeah.
now. Oh, that's a... All right.
Goblin Guide reveals
Oh,
the land.
that's
Okay.
good. All right.
Okay. So it's now 1918.
You know what that is? That's a free card for Ryan.
It is. Although it looks like Ryan doesn't have a lightning bolt, so it looks like there's going to be a fair amount of free damage
Ooh.
off of this Goblin Guide.
Honestly, like, if I'm playing Burn and I see my opponent cast a Thoughtseize, I'm okay with that.
Look at that Ensnaring Bridge. So he's got that
Ooh, this
sweet
is-
combo of Ensnaring Bridge plus cards that say draw cards on them in his burn deck.
Yeah. Hey, Jen, how you doing? This is Jen.
Oh yeah, hey Jen. We've met I think a couple of times at random Chicago area events.
Yeah, and so anybody that's wondering, this Warmac, he shows up in the beginning and the end, and then says like 2 intelligent things, and then says he's going to leave us to go watch TV shows.
That's really flattering. Today I watched John Wick before coming here, so I will not be leaving in the middle of the broadcast to watch bad TV. Ryan takes the, I think he makes the smart play in taking the Goblin Guide.
Yeah.
I don't think he
I
cares
do.
about Ensnaring Bridge even a little bit at this point in the game.
Nope.
And Treasure Cruise is similarly not a concern at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's because he's got nothing to fuel his yard.
Right. The real concern though is this is now an uncontested Goblin Guide that's just going to have its
Sure.
way with it.
So I mean, it's already going to get 4 points of damage, in,
Right,
which seems okay. Oh, but Wagner's just gonna get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, how was John Wick?
You know,
I heard that it's Kanye's return to the big screen, and by Kanye I mean Kanye West, but. By
Keanu Reeves.
Fuck it. I'm done.
Okay. It looks
I'm
like
done.
Ryan just drew. Yeah, he has a Seal of Primordium in his hand, so it looks like he's got an answer to Ensnaring
Right.
Bridge. But that's still probably not his concern at this point in the game.
How do you bring that in? Like, how do you make that call to bring that in?
It kills Eidolon of the Great Revel, and it's a card you can preempt
okay.
it with. You know?
Yeah. All right. That's okay. That makes a lot more sense.
I think maybe there's some niche scenario. I have no idea. I don't know.
About Das Pyreboat? All right.
Yeah. Well, we have to see a Pyromancer in order to get like anything that sounds, I think, like Pyromancer in the name.
Because
And-
like I don't trust that enough people know what a pyre is, like a funeral pyre.
Yeah.
I don't trust that. So Goyf right now, let's go ahead and get that bad boy turned on. Goyf is what I got land creature sorcery.
Yeah, that should be right.
All right, so 3-4. Let's see what Bob's doing. Bob's got to do something, right?
Yeah. And this is an issue because Bob's hand to the Thoughtseize was Treasure Cruise, which is uncastable, and I think he had 2 lands left after that. So he might be in a situation where he's trying to draw a way to get through Tarmogoyf and also a way to
But as soon as he adds
get through damage in general.
instant to the yard, then it'd still be lethal. Okay.
Yeah, Seymour Butts, that's a really good point. You can definitely play Seal as a way to preempt Blood Moon as well. I don't think Blood Moon's a concern out of a burn deck usually. And I think like Ensnaring Bridge is showing sort of the problem of cards like Blood Moon in the matchup, where if that Ensnaring Bridge was just a burn spell or something, it would probably be a better spot for Bob.
Yes, I would agree 100%. Like, especially when Wagner's got cards like Deathrite Shamans, where he doesn't need to attack.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I don't think that's what you bring in.
I agree. And I also think it's kind of just like a misalignment or a misassignment of what Bob wants to be doing in the matchup.
Exactly. He needs to burn Ryan out before Ryan gets online.
You know, presumably Ryan's playing some number of Abrupt Decay in his green-black deck in Legacy. So that's a card that just answered.
Wait, what?
I know. It's pretty techy. It's pretty techy.
Abrupt Decay in a green-black deck?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
believe you.
Exactly.
I do not believe
But
you.
so that's the thing, is like it's not even like Ensnaring Bridge is the hard lock.
Yeah, I think you would bring, like, if I see that, I want to bring it in against, like, Show and Tell. Just something that's going to go slightly faster than I am that will kill me immediately.
Definitely. Or even if you were playing against like a blue-red Delver deck, I could see boarding out your Treasure Cruises and boarding in a bunch of burn spells. So you could, boarding in a bunch of Ensnaring Bridges. So you could just empty out your hand and then not lose to Young Pyromancer and Delver of Secrets.
So was Abrupt Decay the death of Enchantress? Because, like,
No.
Manful Bow even was talking about Abrupt Decay, so cliche at this point. So, but I guess you had, like, the things that gave your shit shroud.
Right. No,
so.
the real death of Enchantress is that it's not a very competitive deck. There are many deaths of Enchantress in Legacy. One of them, Abrupt Decay certainly matters. Liliana comes into play, ticks down, takes out the
Oh,
Goblin
we got a
Guard.
good die, so I don't even need this. However, I do need to move that Goyf.
Tarmogoyf gets in now.
And it is still just still just a 3-4. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, look at that. Yeah,
Mambo, between the rounds, we can discuss the certain builds of Enchantress and how we can just be really upset people are playing Spirit of the Labyrinth.
This is great. See, so you can just talk about goblins and Enchantress the entire time. I'll just talk about Mud, and this will be a 3-deck
Oh boy.
cast.
Okay. And it looks like Chain Lightning takes out Liliana, which is just rough, because you have to take care of Liliana. Whoa. Okay.
All
Hold
right,
on.
so 2 for Bob, and then 6 for Ryan.
Yeah. So Ryan's at 7.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. And then Goyf is now instant sorcery creature, land, planeswalker.
5/6.
All right. And now that Ensnaring Bridge is relevant. However, again, that Seal of Primordium.
Yeah.
You know what I like?
What?
Executioner's Capsule. Hashtag better.
Interesting. Do you mean Dispeller's Capsule?
No, Executioner's Capsule.
Oh, for killing just as a removal spell?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can't get rid of the Ensnaring Bridge.
I don't care.
Oh, you don't need because you can just kill his creature. So what does it matter?
Yeah. That's a treasure cruise.
All right, resetting the graveyard. So Goyf's now going to be a 3/4.
Yes. And conveniently enough, can also attack through Ensnaring Bridge now.
Right. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure Bob wanted to do it like that. There might have been a way to
Yeah.
sequence his turn so he took less damage.
But again,
Oh boy, and he has him to follow up the treasure cruise.
you can't attack. Goyf can't attack.
Well, but
I
he's
don't
got
like.
the seal still, I think, to...
Sure, but I would have swung for 3, knocked Bob down to 9, and then cast him.
Yeah. Okay, so Goyf is a 4/5
Right
right now. But it's about to become... It's a 6/7. Now Goyf is a 6/7.
All right, that's a thing.
Because it's sorcery, land, planeswalker, enchantment, artifact, instant from the lightning bolt.
Yeah. All right. Here's the thing. So yeah, enchantment, sorcery, planeswalker, land, instant, artifact, creature. 7. No.
6/7. It's missing tribal, and it's missing... Oh, what else?
No, it's
7.
It's 7.
It's 7. You're right. Yeah, I miscounted there.
So.
Bob goes down to 5.
All right.
And this looks like this is not going to be the longest game for our good friend.
No,
Burn
not
here.
at all.
2 lightning bolts could have gotten down to 1, but 1 is not enough to finish off Ryan.
All right. So Simon, I'm going to kick it back to you. I'm going to let you. You can tell them that you're Warmack,
Oh.
and then you can talk about Enchantress or whatever you'd like.
I
That's
gotta
a
get my head
floating
in
Goyf.
here.
No, you don't need it.
Okay.
You don't need it. But I'm going to go try to find us another match. So
Okay.
enjoy.
All right. Hey, everybody in the chat. Goyf did do a lot of damage. Spike Mo. Goyf did all the damage pretty much. I guess Price of Progress did a little damage to Bob, but in general, it was Tarmogoyf getting things done. So yeah, that's the way Legacy kind of goes. I think that's an interesting thing about Jund, is that Jund is like the remaining fairest of the fair decks. It's not drawing any extra cards. With Treasure Cruise, it's just kind of playing the best cards in its colors and trying to get it done that way. So yeah, as Mark said, I am normally lurking in the chat, but I was in town, so I got to step into the booth. How are you guys doing in the chat? If you have any questions about bad decks and Legacy, that is what I know most about, so I'm here to answer those if you have any. And good decks and Legacy, I can give you my wildly misinformed opinions on them, and let you know some ridiculous things.
Hey, get out of my chair.
Okay, I'm getting out of this chair.
Jesus, guys. Okay, so guys, we've got. You just lean in.
Okay, hey, let me scoot the chair up.
Ooh, I like this.
Looks like
We're so nice. We're so nice and cozy. This
Yeah.
is great.
I might end up taking off this sweater. Excuse me while I change.
Damn it, Bob. All right, Bob. Bob just destroyed the camera, so I'm gonna get this going, and hopefully we can figure this out. All right, so we're gonna have Miracles versus Dredge. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this down and try to get these two people. There should be just 1 second, and I'll be back.
Yeah, Spike Mode. Definitely cuddle time with Mark and Simon. It's going to be happening a lot tonight. Mark is big on the cuddling, and I am smaller than he is, so I don't get as much say in when cuddle time happens. But you can see he's fixing the camera right now. What's up, Steel Pillow? Your name sounds very uncomfortable, but I'm sure you're a much more pleasant person than that would suggest. So it looks like I'm going to go based off of forearm here. Luis is playing Miracles. Traditionally, this is a good matchup for Miracles, especially if they're playing Rest in Peace. Then it just becomes absurd. But Dredge, of course, can always just go off on turn 1. And many times ignoring counter magic entirely. But Luis looks like he has a top in his hand, so his deck is doing what it can. Oh, hey Peter, how's it going?
Is the camera looking better?
Yeah, you can see a little bit of the blue tape, but
That's fine. All right, so I'll just scoot it up a little bit more. So we've got Kevin Kingsley.
oh, that's a great name.
It is a great name. You know what's a great name too?
Luis Alberto Ruiz Pestaña something.
It's something like that.
Yeah, Luis.
Luis, right?
Yeah,
All right.
hailing from Spain, has many names. And Peter, the reason why you haven't seen me around for a while is because I no longer live in Chicago, although I might be moving back. So some turn 1 action has put a bunch of great stuff in the graveyard. Looks like he's using a Lion's Eye Diamond to flash back his Faithless Looting. And the second Dredge for 4 is going to reveal another Narcomoeba and maybe some other goodies. Narcomoeba and looks like 2 Stinkweed Imps and a land. My favorite thing about Kevin Kingsley so far is that he is resolving his abilities correctly. He's put the Narcomoeba on the stack.
Yes.
Is
that better?
Oh, well,
Yeah,
maybe
good
it's
enough.
just like some weird sequencing stuff. But yeah, so he's kind of going off.
And I scoot back over.
Okay.
Yeah. Jeez.
So it looks like he activated his Cephalid Coliseum, so the second Dredge is happening, or the second draw, which is being replaced by a Dredge.
Sure.
And then now for the third one, so he's going to see 15 more cards going to his graveyard.
So is he just going ham right now?
He is going pretty ham, although it looks like he's got 2 bridges and 2 therapies, no Dread Return action to speak of, but he can definitely take some key cards out of Luis's hand if he wants to set that up.
Yeah. All right.
That's exactly what's happening. He's casting Cabal Therapy, assuming he's going to target Luis.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like he has 3 bridges. Nope,
No,
2 bridges.
just 2.
Oh, Kevin, wishful thinking.
Yeah. Taps and sac. What? I don't even know how Cron TCG just did that. That's crazy. I'm thinking that he is going to. Ian, if David won, we'll get him on camera. I was gonna pick him round 1, but then Bogner came back here and was like, "Put me on camera," and I was like, "All right, we can do that." So what do you think he named? He named Brainstorm.
Name Brainstorm.
What do you think the second one's gonna name?
I'm going to go on a limb and guess it's going to name Sensei's Divining Top.
I don't know if you're right there.
Okay, let's see what he names.
I could be. Oh, all right.
All right, okay.
You in fact were correct.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah, that's rough. Oh, and Luis, you had a full hand. Now you have 3 lands.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
So this is obviously a great situation for Kevin. He's got some Narcomoebas. He's got some creatures to feed to the Narcomoebas. And Luis, it's got 2 lands and maybe something going on.
So the Narcomoeba that's second card in the yard, was that discarded to Lion's Eye Diamond?
I guess I would have to assume so, seeing as it's not in play, and it doesn't seem like Kevin's the kind of guy who misses his triggers.
Kevin pretty much only plays Dredge.
Yeah, I would have to assume he's not missing triggers.
Yeah. Well, there's the 3rd bridge and 2 Ichorids coming in.
Yeah, this is looking really good. He's going to end the turn with 6 2/2s in play.
That's bad. Like, I don't typically, I don't know.
So Luis is down to 14.
Yeah, I want to see at least 8 2/2s.
You want to see 8 2/2s?
8 2/2s. Does he? Okay, he's got 2 Stinkweed Imps still in the yard.
Right.
So, yeah. All right, so that's going to be...
So this is a pretty interesting play. He's going to use the Cabal Therapy, even though there's 1 unknown card in Luis's hand, and I guess he's going to name Rest in Peace or something like that. Out of
Just
here,
something that's a
right?
blowout.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a Supreme Verdict, which would be good if Luis would live long enough to cast it.
Something tells me he's not going to.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but it could be the he's got 12, the 18 power that's going to have on board next turn.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's a really good point. This is in fact lethal, assuming that Kevin remembers to bring back his Icarids.
Okay. So
He remembers to bring back his Icarids.
let me go see if I can find another match.
He's doing the, do I need to continue with my turn? He's just going to draw a card to save himself some time.
Hashtag. Oh, what if he terminus this?
Oh, almost.
God. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is coming back to you. I'm also gonna try to jerry rig the camera a little bit. Actually, I'm just gonna move the tape
Sure.
because that just seems easier.
Okay.
So there we go. So blue tape on the bottom looks actually probably about right. Blue tape on top, not so much. Simon, topic.
Okay.
How long is it gonna take you to finish this juice?
This is going to be gone before round 2. This is like the 4 serving size of the naked smoothies, and on a bad day I go through about 2 of these. Yeah, well, I think a good reason to put Dredge on camera, Steel Pillow, is because he's playing the good version, not the terrible manaless version of Dredge. Obviously, manaless Dredge is a very good budget deck for Legacy. It's probably the most competitive for like the price you pay for it. But the Lion's Eye Diamond just adds such an explosive element to the deck. I think if he was playing manaless, Luis would have been able to set up his Sensei's Divining Top. You're looking at a completely different match there. And besides that, I guess they were the only people in Game 3 who we could grab for the future. So that might have been another reason why he ended up on camera. I think Luis, by not playing the Rest in Peace Helm version of Miracles, is obviously at a disadvantage in that matchup. And Rest in Peace is obviously well positioned against Treasure Cruise in general. So maybe we'll see a lean towards people playing like that. Although, having talked to Luis about the deck in the past, one of his big things is that he dislikes playing the Rest in Peace Helm combo because you're playing a bunch of cards that don't really do as much on their own. And Miracles already plays Sensei's Divining Top, Entreat the Angels, a lot of cards that don't necessarily do anything. So they, want to press their interaction. I'm not Dr. Derp. I'm Waramak. It's, if you look at my last name, Camros, if you spell that backwards, I don't show up in chat a lot. I think it's just that I know Mark, so he tends to recognize when I'm in there. The first match that was on camera was won 2-0. Ryan Bogner beat Bob Agra. Ryan was playing Jun. Bob was playing Burn, splashing blue for Treasure Cruise. I think that's probably not a huge indication of how the matchup is supposed to go. Like, I think in general, Burn's probably favored, especially because of how good Price of Progress can be there. But Bob didn't have the best draws. His draws in the lineup super well for him, and Ryan was able to put together a really fast clock with Tarmogoyf in both matches, or in both games of the match. So he took that pretty handily. Yeah, so that's that's your round 1 of Card Market. I guess we're staying tuned for people to finish up the round. Looking around, talking to people, looked like there was a nice mix of decks. Obviously, a lot of cruising going on because that's all the hotness. I guess a question for you in the chat at home is, do you guys think Treasure Cruise will be banned in Legacy? There's been a lot of talk of it getting banned in Modern. It's too powerful. It's better than Ancestral Visions, which is on the ban list. But in Legacy, it takes a while to get going. It's still probably too good, I think is what the talk is. I didn't see anybody who was playing Death and Taxes, although I'm going to assume that Greg Schaefer is in attendance. Mark will probably know that being back out there. And I think he's locked into playing Death and Taxes every week because he's playing that at Grand Prix, New Jersey. And Death and Taxes, especially if you can find the right, combination of hate bears. Wow, okay, Kron, we can talk about that in a second. But Brainstorm's never going to get banned. So, you can hold on to that crazy pipe dream. But yeah, I think Spirit of the Labyrinth, people have been talking about Yoden Grunt as another card that can maybe show up and put some work in against the Treasure Cruise decks. I know some maniacs have talked about Samurai of the Pale Curtain, if you're into random cards from Kamigawa. But in general, I think Death and Taxes is very good against people who are trying to keep a bunch of, quick instants going on. Wow. Okay, so Kron, this is a good point you're making. Brainstorm is certainly, I think, a better card than Treasure Cruise is, but Brainstorm is one of the things that flavors the format. A lot of times people talk about if you really want to make Legacy a more balanced format, what would you ban? You would ban maybe fetch lands. Some people some lunatics have argued you can ban individual duels. Like if you banned Underground Sea, that would make the format somehow more fair. And I think one of the problems with Eternal formats, or one of the constraints for Wizards as they manage them, is that they're usually fan favorite formats more than they're the premier formats they push. So they want to make sure that the players keep playing the cards they like. And everybody obviously likes playing Brainstorm.
Okay. Got it. Simon, were you just staring at the screen?
I was, yeah. Well, we talked a little bit about banning Brainstorm and banning Treasure Cruise.
Why would you ban Brainstorm?
Well, I think it's probably better than Treasure Cruise is.
Banning it?
No, I mean, I'm not saying we should ban it. I'm just saying I think it might be.
It's like, wait.
No, somebody made the point that they might not ban Treasure Cruise before they ban Brainstorm. Thank you, Crown. That's really nice of you to say. I agree with many of the points you've made. And Spikemo, I'm also very happy that Stoneforge Mystic got a name. And I'm also very happy that they acknowledge that that card is just a Planeswalker.
EVRN. And AKS. Wait, who's a Planeswalker?
The white Planeswalker for Commander 2014 or whatever.
Stoneforge Mystic?
Her name is Nahiri or something. Spikemo just typed it in the chat, but it just makes like Stoneforge Mystic. It's a Stoneforge Mystic.
Do you know what Alessandra's last name is?
Yeah, it's Kulati. It's like Culotti, I think.
Okay, that's kind of what he sounded like. He said.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, sir. All right. And I see Days, Bolt. What's he on? He's got to be on Mercadova, right?
It seems like he would be because we see both Bold and True Name Nemesis.
And a GT.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably the tell though. And everyone is playing Burn.
Yeah, he is playing Burn. Yeah.
Oh, Alessandro, congratulations! Recently got his doctorate in some sort of math or
did he? He actually got it? Good for him.
Physics or something smart.
I know he was doing his dissertation for a while.
Yeah, and so we should be calling him Dr. Alessandro, I believe. So Dr. Alessandro goes down to 19, fetches up a Tundra.
All right, I like it. You know what? I might shrink this overlay. What do you think?
Huh. I can see that.
Or make it transparent.
He ponders up. He sees land, Delver, Brainstorm, and he's going to keep. He's not going to keep. Maybe he's going to keep it like that.
Yeah, he's going to keep it like that. Joshua wants us to twerk. Joshua Lindsay wants us to twerk.
I can't. Josh, I'm really sorry. I threw out my hip. I can't twerk for you tonight. Maybe another
Do you have
time.
a conniption?
I don't actually know what conniptions are.
Fair
Top line,
enough.
magical comment. So everyone goes down to 19.
Oh, all right. So I did not put the tape anywhere where it was supposed to be. It looks like.
Eidolon of the Great Revel comes in, and this card is just so good, it's going to get a daze.
Yeah. All right. So Evan didn't. Everon?
I'm gonna go with
Evron. That's what he said.
Evron. Okay.
Evron. It doesn't. He didn't shoot a bolt off or anything turn one.
No,
right?
he kept his fetch in play.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Not entirely sure why, but
Is that Searing Blaze?
it's a Searing Blaze. I guess he wanted to.
So that's what, 3 to Alessandro?
Yeah. So Alessandro's at 16. Evron's at 19 still. Searing Blaze is just so good when it works, and when it doesn't work, it's just very bad and awkward.
Yeah, but if you're going against Murica, you probably know that they're going to have some things.
You got 8 solid targets. They obviously want to get one down against you.
Yeah.
But assuming Alessandro lives long enough to establish True Name plus JIT, it seems like a pretty good way of taking a game.
Bad. No.
Yeah, I guess he also has to connect at least once to start the late game. That's fair. Okay, so 3 steps. There's a 3-step thing.
It's just a process.
Right.
Does anyone know what a conniption is? But I feared my grandfather's conniption if I ever touched his pipe.
Spike Mode, sounds like you have a lot to work out there. Best of luck with
Oh,
that.
sweet God. There's a question as far as what pipe he's referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah. we just leave that there.
Everyone
We
goes
just-
down to
we just
18.
leave
It
that
looks
there.
like he's going to fire off a bolt end of turn here.
I
Maybe.
would, right?
Yeah, I think there's no reason to hold, especially because he has another one.
Alessandro.
Alessandro goes down to 13.
You want to know why? Because he got bolted.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because he got bolted.
You got bolted. It's a spell that does 3 damage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So another Eidolon is tried by Evren.
Hashtag I'm fucked. But
You-
he does
you-
have. I was.
Oh, okay. Spikemo, thank you for clarifying. Second, Eidolon comes down and resolves. End of turn, it gets the sword. So Alessandro will take 2 to do that, but I think that's better than forcing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. All right, so, but now it's a very real possibility that we weren't talking about an illegal pipe. It's completely legal to have the pipe that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Alessandro goes down to 10, which is, fortunately one above the triple bulk range that's often lethal for burn decks.
However, he's also taking 6 from a price. Should
Yes. No, Price is probably going
Evren
to
have
be
it.
game over.
That's a
if it
true
shows
name.
up.
That's step 1. He's also got Jit. So step 2. So Evren needs to kill him this turn.
It would be good if Evren did that for Evren. I would
Did
agree
he,
with that analysis.
what do you tap this land for?
Uh,
Is that another bolt that I just missed?
I don't know.
Damn me and not having the tape correctly. I went out there purposely and then I just retaped it exactly where it was.
yeah, I can't quite see his graveyard. But Alessandro still, I believe, has Force and Brainstorm in his hand. So if it comes down to it, he can always do that awkward force a lightning bolt to stay alive. I can't see if he has the 4th land.
It doesn't look like it, but he can cast the Brainstorm. So, as long as either way, he'll get the Jit into play, and he's still going to have to.
Right.
Evren's still got work to do.
Yeah. So Alessandro has at least one more turn he has to sweat before he dies. He might possibly be at 7. We're not 100% sure.
Yeah. So, we'll have to go.
Check.
All right, thank you.
Evren just putting cards directly into his graveyard, it looks like? Or no, just sticking his hand off camera.
Yeah. Which is where his graveyard and deck are.
Sure.
So, but
Alessandro gets in for 3, and he starts the longer for him road to victory.
yeah. So this is good. He's real good. How many people do we have? We have a lot of people today.
I don't know. It seemed like a whole bunch. Certainly
Yeah.
more when I was coming to these regularly.
Yeah.
So good job on building up an audience. I assume the stream
we-
contributed.
Yeah, a little bit. People know of it.
Yeah.
People know of it.
It's awesome. I tune in whenever I'm not watching Gotham.
Yeah, or what other show do you watch? While
I was
this is
watching
on?
The Strain, but the season of that ended, and
Dude, I know it's 16.
Yeah, but I'm sorry.
8 to
It's like
16.
Oh, 8 to 16. Okay.
Although they were questioning what the score was too, so that was
All right.
it's always interesting. to know.
Okay, so this
Alessandro
is-
is going to suit up.
Yeah, and this Searing Blaze is really awkward sitting in
Yeah.
his hand. So, but we're gonna go down to 13 here, and yeah,
So
he's got 2 counters. So it's basic. Alessandro's at a virtual.
If I were
12.
Alessandro, I would gain 2 life right now, but
no, he just.
You just can't do it. Okay, well that works then. So I'm gonna bring this back, and I'm gonna go fix the tape correctly this time.
Okay.
It needs to be at the T, not the S.
sure.
All right. So this is fun things. So new topic.
Okay.
If you had to eat this paper, would you? Done. Unless chat's got something
I have a
better.
better topic.
Okay.
What were my misplays during my match?
Nothing really stuck out to me. This is Ryan Bogner asking where his misplays were in the match. Nothing stuck out to me as glaring. I think it was interesting boarding in Seal of Primordium, obviously against Eidolon, but it seemed to be pretty good against the ensnaring bridge that showed
So
up.
I was actually boarding it in against Sulfuric Vortex. I feel
Oh,
like
sure.
it's just much better. Like, Abrupt Decay off of Bloodbraid Elf is much worse than a Seal of Primordium off of Bloodbraid
Yeah.
Elf against him because usually I'm either hitting an Eidolon or a Sulfuric Vortex, both
Right.
of which Seal takes care of. It also adds to the Goyf count, which I
Mhm.
felt was not very relevant, but could be relevant.
Well, especially because he's treasure cruising, it never hurts to have an extra thing for that. I
Right.
think that's solid. I guess if you had a basic land to fetch, you could have fetched it at some point. And even that
But,
seems kind of, not
yeah, I
even
mean,
that
I guess
necessary.
I guess I wasn't really.
I'm really
considering
grasping for straws for display.
I wasn't
Yeah.
I wasn't really considering Price of Price.
Yeah.
I probably should have been, but yeah. I mean, the way those games played out, I wasn't really worried. I probably should have been, given the fact that he was 1 point away from killing me.
Well, you masterfully stayed at 7 life in game
I
2 to stay
actually
alive.
did have the option of playing a fetch that turn or not, and I
Uh-huh.
actually was like, Okay, not playing a fetch, keeping out of double bolt range. I was a little bit like I was conflicted over the.
Do you want to come into the booth,
Sure,
by the way?
yeah.
Okay, so this is
Okay.
Ryan.
Taxes going up.
Okay, great.
Never
Anyways,
mind.
I was conflicted over the Hymns of Turok versus one of my other play. Like I could have hemmed instead of playing Liliana, which I'm not sure which is correct.
Yeah.
But I felt like the Liliana, like he wasted a bolt on it. Like
Right.
yeah, he has to, but like it's also like him kind of wasting.
No,
a bolt
I think
on
you want to, especially because you know you can get value out of the sacrifice there. Liliana's probably the right play.
Yeah, exactly. I felt like slow playing the seal was fine too.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
All right, have fun, guys.
Yeah. Good luck. So who do we have for round 2?
Ian, you're gonna like this. We got Glacier on camera, just for you.
Oh boy. So David Gleischer, multiple Grand Prix top 8s. Very nice, well-spoken gentleman playing Bug Delver.
Yep.
Who's his opponent?
Brenna Ivy, which
I don't know.
I've
I
I've seen her on camera at an SCG, I believe, before.
Cool.
So it should be.
And what's she on? Do you know?
I have no idea. I don't know what either one of these players is on.
Okay, I think-
unfortunately.
I'm pretty sure Gleischer is playing.
Yep. What's he on?
He's playing Bug Delver with
I would-
Treasure Cruises.
I
and
would imagine that.
He's got at least one main deck Dimir Charm. Dimir Charm is one of my favorite, random pet cards. It seems very good. It does the envelop in countering sorceries, and it also kills all of the threats out of Blue-Red Delver, assuming they don't have the ability to trigger Prowess and their Delver of Secrets hasn't already transformed.
So it looks like Brianna's sitting here. It was
There's gotta be
I
something.
need to go check. Just go check her name again, because I'm gonna go see what decks they're on anyway.
Sure.
So here, you spell out David's name.
Okay.
David Glacier. It's E before I.
Okay. Okay, so you can see Glacier on your left shuffling up his bug deck. Oh, I don't know how to handle the technical elements of this. I was an English major, guys. I'm really sorry if I didn't even set up the computer right. I forgot to play the internet. I'm really not the guy you want handling the tech end of things. So I'm here for the color commentary and I guess the play-by-play right now as well. So, oh.
Bug versus what?
What?
It's wireless.
Oh, it's wireless.
you just move it.
I was
It's
just
okay.
explaining to the chat that I'm not a very good. I'm not very technically proficient.
That's true. But I mean, you didn't know what an Ethernet cord was, so
Yeah. Well, I have set up an internet connection before
that's
because I'm on
That's
the
a
age
little
of
rough.
40.
that's a little rough. All right, so we've got. Yep. So we do have Bug.
Right, not Sultai. I really love that you're sticking with the.
It's just like if you had to choose between Bug or Sultai, you're going to go.
Well, I would say
Bug.
Bug. I think
Yeah.
with like Mardu, there nobody was like there was never a good name for that, but this is fine. Oh, Death and Taxes.
Yeah.
So we were
Yeah.
talking about this. Somebody was asking if there was any Death and Taxes. Here's at least one player. Is Schaefer here?
Schaefer's not here. Schaefer's at a
Oh,
concert because he was like, you know what? I hate you guys.
Yeah,
And
I would have liked to see that guy and make fun of his plays, but I guess I.
he actually said he was very sad that he was missing you being here.
That's okay. I'm sure it's like a cool concert, and he's like gonna dance. So whoever was asking for the twerking, if we could get a stream,
maybe just for Schaefer, we should do a Schaefer. Have you done the Schaefer dance before?
I've never done the Schaefer
Oh
dance.
boy, we'll at the end of the stream we'll pull in a few more people to do the Schaefer
Oh my
dance,
God.
and that's how we'll close up the stream with the
I'm really
Schaefer
excited.
dance. Aether Vial,
Best
turn one,
turn one play for Death and Taxes.
Brianna. Got it down there.
So Brianna? What are we?
Brenna.
It's Brenna right now.
Brenna.
Okay,
Brenna. I'm just wrong.
Okay.
I'm just like I don't read. You
Yeah.
should know this.
Brenna, and look, they start off with their turn one ways of jumping up
Optimal.
on.
Yeah. It's like
things are going well for both players.
David didn't have a fetch though, and I see a port. But that's just going to be used to play Revoker.
Right.
Probably on the death threat. Could
Yeah.
be wrong.
Yeah. Many ways of denying mana.
So Krond likes Mardu and Jessica. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Think of the new. Oh, never mind. Misread that completely. Spikemo. Oh, it's Spike more? Spike more? I
I
can't.
think Spike Mode. I was thinking like Spyro the Dragon, but like Spike Mode.
But Spike Mode. Remind me what nickname I gave you when I was trying to read your name the first time. I can't remember. I can't remember.
So it looks like
Brenna. It's gotta be Brenna, right?
Yeah, well, it's what you've typed in.
Okay.
It looks like Revoker is gonna get Force of Will. So clearly, David's leaning on his activated abilities, of which we assume there's really only Deathrite, Shaman.
You know what I wish? I wish I could read and pronounce things. Like that's all I want in life.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So.
Oh, and he pitches the Demir Charm. Oh, he could have just Demir Charmed the Phyrexian Revoker.
He must have like something in store for that.
Well, Force of Will in general is not great against somebody who has an Aether Vial.
Yeah, true. But I mean, he also did happen to rip the fetch, which is really nice.
Yeah. And Wasteland also helps with setting up the mana.
Yeah. So, was it Spike more? Okay, Spike more.
Spike
that was
more.
not nearly as creative as I thought. Like, Okabaka Laka Laka Lakato hasn't been in here in a while, and it's just Cobalt, So that's always fun. So we're just going to see land and... There we go. So Goyf in play.
Right. That's eating her Rashad Port to make a mana, a green mana, and then making a Tarmogoyf.
He didn't... Oh, because he wastelanded. Sorry, right. I'm an idiot. I was like, why didn't he play the... Mysterium Force?
Thalia comes into play. Thalia is good, but Thalia is not a 4/5.
So we got artifact creature instant land. Yep. All right, so let's get that out there. It's not a 7/8 anymore. Yet. 4/5. All right, cool. And I'm still gonna put that. Well, no, Rick's gonna go right there. Why? Because it's easy to read.
Yeah, that's good. It shows
easier
them on
to
the
read.
black mat.
We're supposed to have 2 black mats, but unfortunately, it sounds like Card Market took all the other mats, so this was the only one that they could provide today. So Goyf's gonna swing it for 4, though. Ivy's just gonna take it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with Ivy.
Okay, that works.
It's the last name. Yeah. I called Glacier.
Yeah.
So
Glacier versus
I like
Ivy.
this. I like this.
And Glacier doing a good job of not being hurt by Thalia. Deploys another creature. He's still got 2 mana available should he need to brainstorm or something. It's just going to involve him cracking that fetch land.
This is definitely rough. Ivy going to swing in for 2, though. Glacier going to go down to 17.
And Ivy noticeably ticked the Aether Vial up to 3. So
I'm thinking Flicker Wisp. What are you thinking?
Flicker Wisp, Mirror Crusader is fantastic in this matchup.
Oh boy. That would be fun.
Bramaz, I've seen a lot of people adopting that because you can also have some fun Caracas tricks with Bramaz.
Bramaz is not going to do a ton here, though.
No, Bramaz wouldn't do a bunch.
I guess it does. No, it doesn't even try with the Goyf.
It sort of stalemates Goyf because Bramaz attacks and plays defense so well, like the tokens can chump. Although I guess Deathrite can eat the tokens. Yeah, it's really not doing a ton.
Wait, well, how is Deathrite eating the tokens?
Deathrite can just block the 1/1 tokens.
Oh, sure. Yeah, but I'm inclined to believe that it's...
So Glacier doing that good old-fashioned 2-mana Brainstorm, almost as good as a 1-mana Brainstorm. And he waited until he untapped so he could preserve his fetch land and make it, the best Brainstorm possible.
Would you say a perfect Brainstorm?
No. I wouldn't say that. And Goyf is temporarily a 3/4. Oh, so this was upkeep.
Yeah, this was upkeep in order to make sure Delver flipped.
Yeah. And
Goyf back up to a 4/5.
And so he does this all so he doesn't have to draw the Treasure Cruise, which, assuming that's not really what he's interested in doing in this matchup.
No, because that makes Goyf, a 2/3, which isn't, I think, where you want to be, because that makes Flicker Wisping and lethal. Like, I mean, you can trade there.
Flicker Wisp is a card that there's always more options for what you can do with it.
Yes. That Goyf almost blends in too well with the mat. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice color palette. It's a nice, all-around nice color palette.
No, I'm talking about right there. Right there.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm not a fan of the Imperial Archangel mat. Yeah, there's got to be well, I don't know. I say that, but it could be a number of things. I really hope that it's Mirroring Crusader.
It would be very cool if it was Mirror Crusader, although Flicker Wisp to turn the Insectile Aberration back to a Delver of Secrets, not a bad thing here.
No, I almost think you trade it. I would almost like bouncing the Goyf and just getting the Delver off the board. Yeah,
that's pretty safe. You have to worry about something spicy like a main deck Disfigure here, but that's definitely a better way of making sure you deal with the Delver of Secrets.
That's very true.
And that's what she does.
Post combat. Yeah, there's just another one. You're like, hashtag had it.
Yeah. So Brenna draws her Caracas.
Oh, what if we see Mangara? How happy would you be if you saw
That would be
Vanguard?
incredible. That would be...
Schaefer was running 1, I believe. So
Yeah, that's the problem with that card is like when you have this situation, it's absurd, but almost all of the time it's just a 3-mana 1/1, you know, in the format.
So Glacier peaks at the top. Definitely not what he wants to see off of the Delver. He's going to go ahead and go down to. We actually didn't get that last fetch, so he's actually at 15.
Okay.
Because we didn't get the Misty.
Sure.
Yeah, because my commentating partner over here not reminding me, not doing his job.
I got to do my part. I'm sorry, chat. That's really who I'm sorry to.
Are you sorry to YouTube too? You should be
I'm
sorry
also
to
sorry
YouTube.
to YouTube and YouTube commenters. I guess I'm actually not. I owe you guys nothing. But it looks like Glacier has a second copy of Demir Charm in his hand. This is incredible. This is a dream come true for me. I tried to play Demir Charm in Modern because it could counter Scape Shift and it could kill Goblin Guide.
Okay.
But I was playing Teachings in Modern, so it was not really a good enough deck despite that. And the Mirror Crusader comes into
I like it.
So if Brenna is she's going to do first strike damage, and then before normal damage, I assume she's going to bounce her Thalia.
No, first strike could just. Not
and
yet.
then the normal
No
damage
goes.
right, yeah.
Okay.
But I think David's going to try to break this up with his Demir Charm. Probably he's going to have to kill Thalia, seeing as he can't kill Mangara.
Mangara.
He could kill Mangara. You can't kill Mirror Crusader.
Yeah, which is fine because that's all going to take all of David's mana. This is going to take the entire turn in order to do this.
Right. He'll be left with like whatever the Death Ray can do.
Right? Okay,
So he's assigning damage, and she's going to bounce it. So in response to the bounce, it looks like...
David...
Right, so the timing here is a little tricky because she gave him priority by activating Caracas.
Oh no, because he's got a Liliana in hand, so he doesn't care. He wants. He wants that.
Yeah, he's interested in this trade. That's a really good point.
Maybe not. I guess he just waits a turn to do it this way?
Yeah.
But that's risky. That's risky. She's got 2 mana now.
Right. Yeah, I think he does a good job of figuring out what the bigger threat is here. So he's going to have to play Liliana. He needs to make another mana here with his Death Ray.
That's rough. What if she's got another one, though?
If she's got another one, good to her for playing 2 copies of Mirror Crusader.
I mean...
I hope she doesn't play against any Lightning Bolt decks.
Oh, that's a Jit.
Yeah, she puts out a Jit instead of playing Thalia. It's smart. I think Jit's a way of her getting back in this.
I agree.
But now the race is on.
Yes. However, she gets to connect. If she does have another Mirror Crusader, game's over.
Yeah. No, Mirror Crusader plus any equipment is always a game-ending thing. The dream is always like Mirror Crusader plus Sword of Fire Dice, right? Because that's just like...
Because if the Mirror Crusader's first strike damage kills the target, then it's only getting 2 counters, right?
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
Oh, here's a Flicker Wisp. That's going to be nice. All right.
Another Flicker Wisp.
Bounce it, kill the Liliana, get 2, and then kill it again. Done. I like this. But what Demir Charm is converted mana cost 2 or less, right?
No, it's power 2 or less.
Oh, power 2 or less.
Yeah.
All right. So.
So the question is, what's she going to do with the Flicker Wisp ability here?
Yeah, and Flicker, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because then she suits up, swings, takes out Liliana, and then takes off 1 counter to get rid of the...
Yeah, it's a really good point. So this is going to become a really tricky situation. We're seeing really the limits of Demir Charm right now, in that it can't kill a Flicker Wisp. But really, what can kill Flicker Wisp?
Disfigure.
Yes. No. Definitely those will be coming in after board. These are all cards David want. I don't think he's playing that one.
Golgari Charm? Oh, we do want like specific things.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
More specifically for the matchup.
Terror.
Sure. Okay.
Blade.
Suits up the Flicker Wisp.
Her hand must have been mono 3 drops.
It seems like it.
Yeah. So, all right. That seems good.
David reads his Demir Charm, says, why am I not playing an actual card over this?
So how did the Force end up in the yard?
It was discarded to the +1 on Liliana.
Oh, okay. Fair. Sure.
And then Brenna keeps up a Caracas for, the sake of maybe representing swords.
Hashtag Yellow Swag. Right.
Shh.
What is... Oh, that's a Thalia.
She discarded the Thalia, yeah.
So...
Brennan's done a really good job of
Yeah.
always making sure that she can use all of her resources every turn.
Yes.
You know, a lot of times with Death and Taxes, people will try to play on curve or something, but she's really just playing to a game plan always.
Yeah.
It's sort of a meaningless statement, but I mean it from the heart.
Everything besides Demar.
That's a good point. So he's going to do your charm to look at the top 3 cards of his library, I believe, and then put 2 of them in his graveyard and leave 1 on top. This is the mode of Demir Charm called I am playing Demir Charm in my deck. I want us both to know that it has 3 abilities.
So wait, what are the other abilities?
Counter a sorcery or destroy. I believe it's a creature with power 2 or less.
See, Ivy's got a lot of sorceries. I don't
It can get the Cataclysm. It can counter Cataclysm.
Sure. All right. So I mean, this is still 4 points of damage a turn.
Assuming these guys stick around.
Yeah, but something tells me.
Oh, it's Megara! David Glaciers like, you know what? I don't even have the Demir Charm to kill it anymore. Let's just go to game 2.
Oh, this is good. This is good. I like
So it's
this.
rough because he showed her the Demir Charm. So now she knows he's the Spice Master. She'll be expecting other spice.
Oh,
I don't think there's anything
I mean,
else.
to be
like
fair,
that.
if you're familiar with David Glacier at all, you should know that he is the Spice Master. I mean, the man's like signature deck for like a year was Pod.
Oh,
Legacy.
100%.
Yeah. So I feel like that's just a given.
Yeah.
Apparently, though, right side of the screen, the place to sit tonight.
Yeah, right side of the screen's looking really
so
strong.
far.
Well, it didn't work out so well for Luis, but that wasn't a full match. So maybe he was sitting on the left for the first 2 games of it or something. Hard to know. Hard to know.
Wait, that's right. We had
Alessandro was on the left and he won, right? Or
oh, no, he was on the right, or he's on the left.
yeah.
Okay, so never mind.
Well, so
ignore everything I'm saying.
it's good. Game 1, it's really good for the people on the right side of the match so far.
The rest of the match, I mean, I have a feeling this match is going to go long.
So, Death and Taxes people in the chat, do you think Mangara is the spot you want to be in? Is Legacy now at a point where paying 3 mana to sorcery speed and remove a young Pyromancer is good enough? Or?
It's not 3 mana.
Yeah, Mangara's a 3 mana 1/1.
Well, yeah. But I mean,
you're
like,
Vile. Yeah,
you
obviously.
it relies
Because
on
you always
Vile.
draw Vile.
You have to have Vile.
Yeah. I do think one thing to note about Death and Taxes is you probably want to minimize your weakness to Forked Bolt because that's being such a, that card's picked up so much in the blue-red decks. And so Mangara, if you're playing cards like Spirit of the Labyrinth, obviously Mom and Thalia, these are all creatures that you don't want to get 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Because your opponent's deck is already so much more mana efficient than yours is.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you're having really powerful effects that they can't just get huge value off of.
Yeah. And then and in the chat, Seymour, David was the person that piloted Mono Blue Pod to top 8 with Ed and SE.
Oh, was that like Grand Architect or something, or is this in Legacy?
No, this is Legacy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
I don't think I've seen David play any other formats. I know he does, but I've never seen him do it.
I think I've played him once or twice in modern PTQs. He's been playing real decks. I've been playing like ridiculous bad decks, so I think he usually beats me.
Yeah.
And One Eye Asian. Okay.
Sometimes you gotta one-eye Asian.
Yeah, One Eye Asian. I definitely agree with you. I think Bramaz is awesome right now in the format.
And so One Eye was saying that they ran Bramaz instead of Mangara.
Yeah, I like that. As long as you're picking your 3 mana legendary creature, why not go with the kid?
Yeah. No, Seymour, our meta here is very competitive. I mean, we've got Beckstrom that floats around. He just won the 50K for TCG player.
Oh yeah,
He's representing the US in Worlds. Then we've got
that guy is.
Yeah.
The first time I ever played him, it was at an FNM, and he was playing Seance. And the fact that in the span of a year and a half, he went from playing Seance to just winning in WMCQ, top 4ing a GP, all this crazy stuff. Clearly, he's got the skills that are paying some bills here.
Yeah, and then we got David, who's had multiple top 8s at SCG Opens. We've got Bogner, who was leader of Planeswalker points last year, the entire year. We've got a bunch of other. We got Ian that fucking.
Yeah, Ian in the chat.
Ian's in the chat. I mean, God knows he top 8s every GP on the planet.
He's not a guy I would want to play in limited.
No.
He's also a guy who I've never beaten in a Legacy game, but that might also be because he plays, not Enchantress, and I was mostly playing Enchantress.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first time I've seen Ivy play here, but I know that I've seen her on camera. I think she's she's done pretty well in the open circuit.
Yeah, and I think another thing that's true about Legacy is because there's there's so many local weekly tournaments here.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who are just very good at piloting their decks. You know, there are a lot of people who have a lot of experience, and that showed. I think she did an excellent job of piloting through that game and making the right decisions with her Flicker Wisp, for example.
And Schaefer's top 16 to USCG.
I'm sure he has, yeah. Curse Catcher in the chat. I'm going to have to call you out real quick. If your name is Curse Catcher, how can you be representing Death and Taxes and not Merfolk?
Hey, nope, Splash and Blue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. It's another tax effect. Exactly.
Done.
But you don't even need a Splash Blue. You can just play Judge's Familiar, which carries the...
Nope. He wants the flavor, and and it's Legacy, so he wants that...
You want the sick bluff. You go Wasteland, Vial, turn 1, upkeep, put it in, and then you play the plane, and they're like, what is this guy even on?
So I be mulliganing, which may or may not be good.
Yeah, I think it's probably not a huge deal in the matchup. We saw she ended game 1 with a bunch of cards in her hand. So it's obviously bad to mulligan in general, but Death and Taxes is not a deck that needs to draw necessarily like an exact combination of cards. It just needs to be able to navigate like a lock, you know.
So I'm gonna have to say that no matter despite the fact that I have literally streamed every stream except for like 3 the entire time we've been streaming. No one, like people, the go-to people is always the person that I'm commentating with.
Interesting.
For chat. So.
Well, it's because they know you're the one handling all the tech stuff, right? Like I'm not handling any of the tech stuff.
You could. I mean, it's double-clicking and going this after the initial setup.
Double clicking. I've got a Mac. I've got that one finger touch. So disfigure a mom. That, you know, she was a mother. He just came in there, did something horrible
threw acid
to her
on her face. It was bad.
And a 3/4 Goyf shows up to.
Oh jeez. All right. Is it 3/4?
Yeah, it's instant creature
land. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a Thalia.
Yeah.
Not doing much against the Goyf though.
And Curse Catcher, I don't need to tell David that Thalia says hello because she's in play.
Yes. But no, after a round, I'll make sure I go up to David and do it. Oh, God. So, all right. Brainstorm. Paying 2 for it. It's a good card.
Paying 2 for Brainstorm.
Thalia
does a really good job of disrupting the early development of, you know, these Delver decks. But it's a little anemic in the red zone, as Tarmogoyf is about to show.
So now we still had instant, so it's still just 3/4. So Ivy gonna go down to 17. Also, Professor Steve Brule, David Gleischer, big fan. So if you go talk to him, like you are Professor Steve Brule, he will laugh a lot and really enjoy it. So next time you see him at a tournament, please do that.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't need to tell him why you're doing it. Just show up and start doing it. Curse Catcher, you raise an excellent point. The most important thing in any deck is what basic lands are you playing. Ivy's doing a fantastic job with her selection. I agree.
Yeah. So, I'm a big fan of the unhinged lands.
I personally like, that's a pretty wasteland. I really like Unglued myself. Yeah, somebody's done something in the background.
Yeah. Okay.
I really like Unglued, but I really like the border.
Really?
It's definitely not as pretty, but you know, not all of us can be pretty, Mark. Not all of us can trade on our looks. Some of us have to have character.
It's a hard life, and I know it is. I deal with that daily. Oh, there's a Stone Forge, so we might actually have a game.
She does a good job of playing around the 1-mana days, you know.
Which is fine. Do you think he left days in?
I don't know. I think on the play it's certainly a more attractive card, but you see his Force of Will, that's probably like because I would assume that's to stop like early files.
Does he not have another blue card? Like I'm trying to figure out why he just didn't force.
He must not have another blue card. I think I saw Force of Will, or maybe he brainstormed it away.
That's fair.
But anyway, we see Jit showing up, did a lot of work last game, can probably do a lot of work again.
Jin, you are very pretty.
One Eye Asian, another excellent choice. Odyssey foils, very classy.
Yeah. I mean, You're bad at this, Simon.
I'm very bad.
You're supposed to say with
me. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
For like 40 minutes.
God. Or are we doing like the...
so Rager saying there's no force in hand. I saw his force, but no force.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll go #YOLO. #YOLO swag.
Right. Although we do see that he's got the Golgari charm. He's probably going to try and navigate the game to a point where he's going to get more than just a 1-for-1 with it.
Yeah, I mean, but if he lets Jit get online, that's going to be bad. I imagine what we're going to see is Ivy's probably going to equip the Jit
Oh, she's
to...
down to 14.
Yeah, I thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. Jin, you don't even know what beta lands look like.
No,
Just putting that out
the
there.
black bordered ones. Everybody knows what beta lands look like. They look like all the lands in the draft box, except they've got black borders and the color's more faded.
I'm very impressed. Jin's been picking up a lot on Legacy. He's grown a lot. He's like a blossoming flower.
You could say he's developing his own history with the format.
That's what I was trying to say.
Legacy.
That's what I was trying to say with the Curse Catcher when we were talking about splashing blue.
Sure,
it's just like knowing your history of the format.
Right. And I think it was Kron who pointed out that Curse Catcher gets the buff from opposing Lord of Atlantis. So sick value there.
All right, so Thalia going to swing in, dealing 2 damage, going to put him down to 16. David on the back foot now. And by back foot, I mean getting ready to lunge. I don't know.
It's unclear. End of turn, he's going to use Golgari Charm. I'm assuming he's killing Thalia with this.
Yeah, so it's interesting that he does this.
I like this play. I think you want to save Abrupt Decay in his hand for the Jit, and I think you want to make sure you get rid of Thalia so you can sort of progress your game plan.
Oh, and that's a sword. So, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's probably fine. So David going to go up to 19 here. And Goik is going to go away, so we don't even need that on the screen anymore.
So this is not a bad spot for Brenna. I mean, the real awkward thing about Death and Taxes is you never really want more than like 2 or 3 lands. I guess you want 4 if you've got 2 ports.
Yeah.
But she...
I think you're willing to have as many lands as you have ports.
Yeah, right. You want a 1-to-1 ratio of port lands to non-port lands.
Yeah. And maybe some wastelands in there.
Right. Yeah.
It's like if my draw was 4 wastelands into just port land, I would be okay with this.
The awkward thing about Swordsing in that position is that she can no longer use her Stoneforge, so there's a chance that like something like a Liliana, like this Liliana, is gonna go and take care of it.
Oh, that Liliana?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gosh. Turns out we have Eddie Song in our chat.
Is that who that is?
I don't know, but I'm trying to think who else would play.
Eddie Song one time threw a cube draft deck at me because we were playing Glacier's combo cube, and I just drafted all of the silences, understanding that in a combo cube, silence is literally the best card.
Yes, this is good. That's good. No, I'm just trying to think who else would play. Who else would white border unlimited lands?
Well, a lot of people
unlimited lands are white borders.
A lot of people like playing white bordered lands to fetch board because if all of your duels and all of your basics are white bordered, it's easy to see them flipping through your deck really quickly.
Yeah, sure.
I just like to have more attractive cards in my deck. That's really the big thing for me.
Yeah, that's just rough. I can't do that. So Golgari Charm.
Glacier not paying enough mana. Oh, no, he's paying enough mana.
Oh, nope.
No, yeah. So the issue here is that David paid 2 mana for his Golgari Charm. He should have paid 3. So he would have to crack that fetch. So there's like a huge number of snafus about this now. I'm not sure how this is going to be resolved by a judge. It looks like Mark caught it. Way to go, Mark. You're a hero and a gentleman. A gentle hero.
Yeah, it took me a second. I was yelling, but he was in the zone. He was brainstorming.
Yeah. So he's trying to explain, hey, I goofed up, and they're trying to figure out a fix for the situation. Who's the judge tonight?
I don't know. Whenever, I wish Sherwin would be able to make it every time, but a lot of times it's Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
You've watched the stream. You understand this.
A lot of knife fights come out. A lot of boo. You know that's not a knife. This is a knife.
Yeah.
Or is that Australia?
It's both.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You go far enough west, you get to Australia.
Card market turns into Australia on Thursdays. All right. So. Okay. So they're just rewinding it, which seems fair because it's not that far.
Yeah. But he did draw the 3 cards and put them in his hand. So I know in like a competitive match, this would be a game loss because once the cards touch your hand, it counts as drawing additional cards.
Yeah, so that's kind of rough.
927.
Oh yeah, all right, cool. Thank you. So I gotta go change my. I gotta do the meter in a little bit.
Yeah.
Got about 20 minutes.
24
I'll-
by
I'll-
Kyle's
A
count.
24-year minute.
Kyle, how are you doing tonight?
1-1.
No, all right, cool.
With obedience twice.
Oh my god.
Sometimes it
You
happens. All
monster.
right. So they are really trying to figure out
Yeah,
what's
they're
going
really,
on.
you know, it's difficult because obviously, you know, he wants to preserve the fetch land for his brainstorm.
Yeah.
And-
So I mean, if I was, I would force him to just to fetch, like, and
Right, but the weird thing is like, I don't know. I really have no idea how to resolve this.
yeah, I don't need. I mean, obviously, we're not at a competitive rules level
Yeah.
for these matches.
Right. Somebody's pointing. That's the point of a judge. A judge pointing.
So it's too bad that neither Chuck nor Sherwin are here.
No, Chuck's here.
is here.
Oh, Chuck is here?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
He's
okay.
at the table. Everything's
That's
under
great.
control.
Hey,
Field
Hey.
correspondent Greg Pino stepping
Thank you.
in.
thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
So, all right, so
So they have him take, I guess, 3 random cards. They're rewinding it in that sense. Golgari Charm resolves. It kills the Thalia.
okay.
And so now it's still David's turn. He hasn't activated Liliana yet this turn. He can still try to figure out what he wants to do.
I think this is this is more or less fair. Like,
Yeah, I think this is the best fix for it.
right here.
It's
Yeah.
pretty awkward, and they're having him shuffle his deck so he doesn't know the top cards of it. It's pretty awkward,
Yeah.
you know, but it's not. He's not. There's clearly no malicious intent there. Well, I would assume.
Are you kidding me, David?
Right.
We've
Yeah. These are really the high stakes matches you want to
Yes.
throw out your reputation over.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The possibility to win maybe $20. Actually, no, it could be 40. We have a lot of people,
That's true.
so it could be like 40.
It is sick
So-
value. But
Yeah.
so the question is, I don't know what the other card besides Brainstorm in his hand, but will he +1 Liliana here? I don't think the discard is super relevant, but I do think it's valuable for him to get it up so he can use it as another edict.
What's
We
he giving
saw-
up?
Well, we don't. Because in game 1, right, that was his out to Mirror Crusader, which otherwise would have.
Oh, the Liliana. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think,
Run him
especially
up.
he's got no creatures on the board. I think you do need to plus it because otherwise he's just kind of sitting there going,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh man, Seymour Butts. Can we have like a moratorium on things with the suffix gate? Because they're just like, it just doesn't make any sense for every single like minorly scandalous issue to be blank gate.
I have something relevant to say about the matchup, but if you want to talk about it.
Sorry.
Like really, they have. I know that there's a Spirit of the Labyrinth 2-1 split between the man and the board,
Oh.
and I believe Mr. Gleischer might be on Virtue's Ruin on the board.
Oh my
Specifically
goodness.
for this matchup,
All
That's
the spice.
incredible.
just to tantalize you guys.
So, Ivy pitches the Jit, which
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Jit is very good, but it's obviously a mana intensive card, and she has no board position at all right now.
Nope.
She only has 2 lands, so she's really going to be tapping out
And
every
she-
turn
and
to just
she's-
deploy
she's
stuff.
got to deploy something that's an actual threat to make David get rid of that Liliana.
Right, exactly.
Which, all right, so this works. Like,
Well, maybe, because if he draws like a Tarmogoyf, for example, he can just sort of
That's very
ignore
true.
Thalia.
Yep, that's very true. So that's a Ponder, I believe, and a Death Ray. Well, I thought it was a Death Ray Shaman. It might not be.
Yeah, so he's gonna ponder.
Maybe not. Okay.
Use Liliana. Okay.
So maybe it was a Demir Charm?
No, it's a ponder.
Well, no, the card he
Oh,
drew.
yeah.
Card he
I think
drew.
it's a death ray.
Okay. Brainstorm Gate? I like it. Biggie's got it.
Yeah, you figured it out. All right, I guess even I cannot get upset about Brainstorm Gate.
Yeah. Hey.
What about Guild Gate? How come there's no
Oh,
hashtag Guild Gate? Seymour Butts, if you actually want to Google Ebola Gate, you'll see that people are talking about Ebola possibly being a conspiracy. Not that we're going to entertain that conversation.
Wait, Ebola's a conspiracy?
No, oh my God.
There's been so many deaths in the United States by it.
Oh,
There's been
jeez.
like 2.
So Stoneforge Mystic comes into play for Brenna.
Ooh, all right.
This-
So
What does she have left to get? She has Batterskull.
Batterskull.
She might
and
have
a sword, maybe a sword. Feast and Famine.
Feast and Famine would
Oh,
be
that's a
great
fire
here.
and ice. Honestly, I think just Batterskull. I think Batterskull has the potential of just turning this around.
Yeah, the awkward thing about Batterskull is that it's smaller than a Tarmogoyf is, so if David can find a Tarmogoyf, it's going to be Bad News Bears.
Sure. Is it? Well, we got Planeswalker creature. Yeah, all right.
We just got like a bunch of junk.
It's
You have to, I
good
just
bit
assume.
smaller.
So Ponder flips it into Insectile Aberration.
So Kron would like us to let us know that UFOs and lizardmen invented Ebola,
Yeah, perfect.
and I believe they're probably propagating it.
Yeah, that's what you have to assume.
All right, so let's see if David hits anything meaningful off this ponder. This is a really big ponder for him. Ivy at 11 here. Yeah, because this is going to be interesting. Ivan wants to know more about Ebola.
Let's.
Oh, created by the mole people.
Okay.
Tony would like us to know mole people created Ebola. So this is interesting because David's still going to win this race.
Yes, right now he wins the race.
Yeah, because there's 2 death rights, and so
I
everything that Batterskulls does on her turn, it's just going to be undone.
Right. So if she puts in,
And I see a wasteland in Ivy's hand.
that's not going to do anything
No.
here though, because he's done a good job of making sure once you fetch like the 3 duels for your deck, you're waste proof or whatever.
Chat's been really interesting. I like this.
Yeah.
So apparently, mole people, Space Legends want you to think the mole people.
Swords to Plowshares takes out Delver, so that really messes up the race.
Yes. So now it's even.
David goes up to 22.
All right.
And end of turn, he's going to drop Brenna down to 9. But
there's
crucially,
no. There's no.
She takes off the white swords.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. All right. So I have to imagine that was 2 damage being dealt.
Yeah.
So I did not see exactly what the.
He took a Swords to Plowshares.
Ah. Okay.
And upkeep, she ported him, and I think he did another 2. So I think she's at 7.
Oh. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Yeah, because there's the other one. So there's a vial which she needed a long time ago.
Right, vial at this point. This is like when your opponent plays the vial, you're just like, great, they didn't draw a real card.
All right, so this is rough.
Yeah, Glacier eats his own ponder, puts Brennan down to 5.
So this is gonna put her down to 1. If he's got any sort of action, like.
So that's the interesting thing is because she did the swords before putting down Batterskull, it put her in a spot where Batterskull might be too slow to be effective.
Yeah, I mean, if he's got Abrupt Decay, this is not a good thing. So David gonna go down to 21 though, cracking that fetch.
I wonder what he's playing here.
I think maybe it was a brainstorm. Oh!
Is this Crows and Grip? It's Crows and Grip.
All right, so
it's an interesting series of modes. Brandon remembers the trigger on her vial. If that becomes relevant, good for her.
Something tells me it's not. She's at a virtual 1 life.
It seems like this is going to be a good game for David.
If she pulls, I'm trying to think how she gets out of this. If she has sword and is able to equip Jit. All right, so they're all right.
She's just okay, so we're gonna go to a game 3.
The old wasteland your land. See if he redoes something.
Yeah.
All right.
Wasteland for value.
David's gonna lose life to go to game 3. How do you feel about that? It seems rough.
Honestly,
I think a little loose for him.
I would pay 2 life to go back to 7 cards in hand a lot of the time. So I'm okay. I'm okay with that line by going to game 3.
What if he's just like, no, this is good.
Yeah.
We're staying here.
Yeah.
We are staying here. Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Chad has gone real deep on the Ebola discussion. Feel kind of bad for bringing it up. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm sorry, Chad. I'm sorry, YouTube commenters, honestly, at this point.
well, I mean, they can't see the chat. I haven't incorporated because I'd rather give more gameplay space.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Put the chat.
So for the people watching this in the future, there's been a lot of Ebola discussion.
There's been no Ebola discussion.
There's been no Ebola discussion tonight.
Oh gosh. Oh, another fun thing that I can do. Kikikaka chakalaka otaku. There we go. I love names that I can just make.
I'm gonna try to pronounce names correctly. I'm gonna go with Keiichi the Otaku.
No, I'm gonna go chakalaka otaku. Because it makes me happier inside.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it's certainly an experience for me saying.
I mean, this is also somebody whose handle on multiple sites is like Satsu Kawaii or Chibi Kawaii, and I feel like I could make Satsu Jinsha as well. So I can't really talk when it comes to making names that I can just throw sounds at.
Yeah.
But I like it. For the future, the people of the future don't trust the next president. Yes, I don't. My mind.
Yeah, people of the future, get ready for Hillary. When they say ready for Hillary, it's not just like a pump-up slogan. They mean prepare yourselves.
Chat is not slowing down on the Ebola poo-poo talk. They've now gotten into brands of toilet paper to use.
I think they're conflating Ebola maybe with E. coli. I'm not entirely sure.
I think maybe a little bit too, but it's all right. Oh, God. Yeah.
So game 3, this is, we get to see a chance for maybe Brenda's going to go turn 1 Vial again or something like that.
Which is good. And, like, I think with Ivy being on the play, I think is big for this matchup.
Yeah. Well,
Like, if she goes turn 1 Vial and David doesn't answer to that immediately, that's very good for her, I
what's
think.
weird about this matchup, though, is because neither of these decks are going to be blazing fast, barring like a quick Delver draw from David. It's not like with the Burn matchup, where a Goblin Guide got in for 2 damage, before somebody could even play their first land.
Sure. All right, so this is good. So both players drawing through 7.
Yeah, looking at them. I hope they're good. We're hoping for a good game.
And climb on my shoulders.
What?
All right, we'll leave it at that. So that's a port into Vial.
Yeah, Port and Vial. Great
So-
start.
This could actually be amazing. We just got to see what David's turn 1 is, because if Ivy's got another land that can follow it up, that means a fetch. So that's a little rougher for her.
right,
but,
he's got the unportable fetch.
Ooh,
land.
there's another Vial. That's a lot of Vial.
Yeah. And another port.
Hashtag Vialgate.
Oh my goodness. Too many gates.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
Well, after the match, right? Yeah. After the match, guys, we'll have a little bit more clarification on the brainstorm. We'll bring the judge in. I like hashtag Vialgate. Oh, God. Mark, I thought you were better than this. You could have stuck. There's no what? Stuck to the. There's no bullet. No, I'm not better than that.
Oh,
Oh God! You should never believe. Never trust me to do anything.
So Brenna has played her 3rd land.
Ooh,
She's just ticking up her vials.
what a name you Warren. Yeah, you're holding the business card saying Warren.
All right.
Oh, God.
And this is a great situation for her. There's no pressure on her, either her hand or
Anything.
Right, there's no creatures pressuring her, so she can really take a lot of time to set up her, the Death and Taxes game plan of port you a little bit, vial some stuff in.
And this is why, Simon, I appreciate you're doing play-by-plays, because then I get to be the flavor and just laugh at chat.
Well, you're so flavorful. It's great that you can be
It's
flavored.
good. I like doing both.
So David gets a 2nd Underground Sea. It looks like he's trying to play around getting ported out of either blue or black.
Yeah, I think it's a brainstorm.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's a vial into a bowl. There we go.
Yeah, so he brainstorms in his upkeep in response to the port. He floats the mana, he brainstorms.
Oh God, this is good. This is good.
And it looks like he's going to put back a brainstorm and another card.
So he does have an Abrupt Decay, which seems good.
Yeah, but I think he's getting to the point in the game where Abrupt Decay, he's probably saving that for whatever creatures.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah.
If Ivy does get to drop, do you think she left Mangara in? If the match is long enough, I think it's perfectly fine to do.
This would certainly be a situation where Mangara would be pretty great.
But it depends on
that's
a thing.
So David plays a Delver of Secrets, gets swords, and now we're gonna see this Sarah Avenger avenge. I don't even know what it's avenging. I guess game 2.
Some things.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's good.
Yeah.
Maybe David said something mean. Maybe, but David's a really nice guy, so
Yeah,
I
pleasant guy.
don't see that happening. So we're going to see a port down. The important thing is David does have a tropical island in play, so he's going to be able to play the Abrupt Decay, or in hand. So he's going to be able to play the Abrupt Decay that he also has in hand.
And that's good. There's
Yeah.
no Mother of Runes, so it's not like Sarah Avenger's protected. And we're back to the scenario. I mean, the real awkward thing here, though, is there's now a vial on 3, right? So if you just go for the Abrupt Decay, Flicker Wisp can protect Sarah Avenger. So he's probably going to wait to do it during her turn in combat.
Or in response to her porting down
Sure.
his grain source. See, I actually like porting. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. That's fine. David's got plenty of life.
Brenna plays her 4th land, so now she can double port. And end of turn,
Ooh,
Vidillion
click.
I like this play a lot.
I'm curious to see who he's targeting, because he might. Oh well.
In response to the click, She's
Ooh.
activating her vial so she can get into Mirror Crusader.
All right, I like this. Oh man, this is just
She
just a double swords.
Yeah, it's a good hand. It's a pretty good hand.
Hashtag had it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
So I'm not entirely sure how David navigates out of this.
Hashtag Stargate. I looked down, thought it was hashtag Stargate, got excited. Not so much anymore.
Yeah. What do you think this is? Atlantis?
Ooh.
I
look at
just
that.
know the name of the show. I don't know anything else.
Well, that's a second series. But
Oh
sorry.
shit! Sorry.
So David did decide to bottom one of the swords.
I think that's a fine play. I think he's gonna have to stick a creature at some point, and like a random. I don't know. Maybe he just wants to plow through the swords.
And there's the Abrupt Decay.
Okay, so Abrupt Decay takes care of Sarah Avenger. And the question is, does he have like third land Liliana of the Veil to try to get rid of Mirror Crusader?
Shanice is, I think, pointing out the real problem here with hashtag Markgate. Because I'm fueling all of this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So David casts his third brainstorm of the game. You can see that these brainstorms haven't been super effective.
No,
he
not
hasn't
at
been
all.
able to sculpt a game plan. He really spent a lot of time kind of fighting through the ports.
And he's
early
only
on.
seen one fetch this game, too. So making brainstorms a lot more awkward.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's got a Dimir Charm. Okay, Dimir Charm, Disfigured, Tarmogoyf, Delver, and a Wasteland.
I think that might have actually been a Death Right instead of Disfigure, although he is putting a Disfigure back on top of his library.
Oh, okay. You might be right there.
Yeah, I think there's like a little tap symbol.
Disfigure at this point doesn't seem like it answers Thalia, I guess.
Yeah, Disfigure's still a fine
But she's
card.
also porting 2 lands a turn, so
Right.
that's his entire turn.
The real
to
problem
Disfigure Thalia.
is that he doesn't have an answer for Mirror Crusader this turn. So then if she's able to deploy other creatures, it's going to make it a lot harder to edict the card off of the board.
Sure. And there's a question as where's Tyler? Simon took his place tonight. He actually could have been here, so blame Simon. And but no, he'll probably be back. He'll probably be back next Thursday.
Sorry, Tyler fans.
Yeah.
I just want to step in.
Tyler's got like a cult following.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he,
So we also have
I don't think
hashtag
I've
ellipses
ever-
hashtag going right now.
I don't know if I've ever seen Tyler commentate.
You only did it once. We had good ratings that day.
A healthy rapport.
Yeah. So swing in with the click, dropping Ivy to 17.
Yeah.
I can do math.
Well, for 3 to 17.
I think she's got another Mirroring Crusader in hand. Is that? Oh, that's another sword. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's a Swords to Plowshare.
Wow.
So Vial's still on 2 or 3, so this is going to be hit for 4.
David does have Treasure Cruise. We don't know if he still has them in after board.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure how good. I guess, yeah, it would be good to be able to cruise here.
Yeah. All right. So David going to go back up to 12, which I have mixed feelings on.
Yeah, I'm not sure you need a swords right then.
You're sitting at 17. Like
Right.
I think you can. I think you're comfortable. Like
It's
right?
obviously dangerous to take too much damage.
Drawing 3 vials. That's
Yeah, 3
That's
vials.
rough.
It's like the third vial is very rarely, I think, a relevant
Yeah.
card. Although it does mean that if she draws like
and
a Mother of
this
Rose or something,
might also be going a little deep, but I almost wait for the Delver to flip and Swords the Delver, only because that makes David's Golgari Charms far more awkward.
That's a pretty good point. I think waiting in general is good for you there. And definitely waiting to see like an additional or waiting to see what happens with the Delver. Because you can always just, if the Delver doesn't flip, still Swords the Click.
Yeah, and again, like, yeah, so I mean, she's still going to, well, actually, yeah, I don't think David wants to attack there because that seems really bad.
Right,
with
yeah,
having-
you can run into so many creatures out of Death and Taxes.
So, believe it or not, Counterspell's not very good right now.
Yes.
I believe Ivy can cast everything in her deck unless she's got a spicy Captain of the Brave. What is it? Hero of the Bravehold?
Oh, yeah, Hero of Bladehold.
Bladehold. All right, there we go.
That would be pretty spicy.
We should wear fedoras. Let's get some fedoras.
You can wear a fedora. I think 1 fedora per broadcast pair is probably a good ratio.
Yeah, you gotta up the fedora.
She
is
has
that
a
a Cataclysm?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's something that can get Demir Charm. See, this is why you play Demir Charm. Because you know they're going to try to Cataclysm.
There we go.
One of the modes on Demir Charm, counter target sorcery spell. Cataclysm is a sorcery. There you go.
Man. That was good. Delver's still not flipping, though, which is highly, like, that's pretty irrelevant.
Well, it's pretty bad. I mean, the Bug Delver deck, Delver only flips on instants and sorceries, right?
Sure. And
so he plays, like, you know, creatures.
Did we miss a vial here? Or excuse me, an activation of Deathrite Shaman?
I don't know. We might have.
I didn't see David tap, so I think he got caught up with being able to get rid of like use the Demir Charm on Cataclysm.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to really matter.
So in response to Pithing Needle, it looks like Brenna is activating her vial, and she's going to put into play a Flicker Wisp and flicker out the Deathrite. I think this is a fine line. It might be better to flicker out Delver just to ensure
because Delver can still block.
Right, Delver can chump. But David's going to use the opportunity to drain for 2 with Deathrite.
Yeah.
Exiling the Cataclysm.
Yeah, so I like not... Oh, and there's the Disfigure. So I definitely like blinking the Delver a little bit more, but that's just me.
I mean, blinking the Delver is very aggressive. It's sort of more of a going for the win right then play. But, you know...
I mean, David's sitting at 4 life. Like, if he takes this, he's at 4.
Right.
So, which looks like she played a land, so you have to assume David said, fuck it.
I think that's fine. I think you have to try to flip your Delver. This is a really tough spot.
Yeah, but it doesn't. She's at 13. Like, even, like, because it looks like David again forgot to activate. Unless this is activating.
Yeah.
But he just gained 2 life, so he's at 6. So he's not dead next turn, which is fine. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point in the chat. That's true. Even if she blinks the Delver, it can.
Because it still comes back. All right, yeah.
Whoops. Sorry about that, guys.
All right, well, this gets pretty interesting now, because now, not that there aren't any more creatures in the yard, so never mind. Ignore my, this is going to get interesting. And she's got no cards in hand, so she's debating just getting in for 1, all right?
Yeah, it's really draw Liliana or bust, I think, for next turn for David.
Hashtag YOLO swag, I'll say.
I guess you will.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay.
And
we're
off to the races.
This is a great combo finish. Gonna get in for what would have been 12 points of damage.
20 seconds left.
20 seconds left.
That's how you do. I have to go pay.
Okay.
So this is going to be interesting.
Oh, can you ask Chuck to come back here to talk about that?
So, hey, Kyle, do you know if that was the last match going on?
No.
Okay. So, Simon, you might... all right. So, yeah, if you can bring Chuck back here.
Thank you.
So, this is going to be... You're going to have to, like, pick the match and stuff, but that should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, and so in order to change this stuff, you just double-click.
Okay.
Double-click and type.
All right.
But I'm going to go run because I think it's more important that I do that. So, all right. Oh, let's get the camera back on. So scroll all the way down, and then click booth.
Okay.
Oh. Wait.
This is a gorgeous circle protection, right?
Yeah, that's for Shaper.
Hey, so we're going to get Chuck, our locally friendly judge, in here to explain. If you guys remember, there was a weird situation where David cast a Golgari Charm for 2 mana when Athalia was out, and then he immediately brainstormed without paying for an extra mana. So the real question was, how do you resolve somebody drawing additional cards?
All right, so in a competitive level event, this would be a warning for game rule violation, because he's attempting to resolve a spell, but he's doing it in the incorrect manner because he obviously didn't pay for Athalia. So what would happen in this case is that since the card that was played incorrectly is a card that draws cards, we take the number of cards that he's supposed to draw randomly from his hand and place it on top of his deck, and then rewind the state until he can do what was supposed to be done correctly.
Sure.
So in this case, he cast a Golgari Charm, which he should have paid 3 mana for, so we rewind to the point where he cast that. Had to pay the 1 extra. Hadn't had the choice of paying 1 extra. He could have just not cast the spell if he wanted to, but he needed to kill Thalia.
Yeah.
And then put the brainstorm back in his hand, and he had the choice of what to do from there. Since the deck is supposed to be randomized, and nothing, he had no known information about his deck, like he did ponder or preordain or anything like that. We had him shuffle his deck because it returned this deck to a state of randomness.
Okay.
Yep.
Pretty, kind of awkward fix, but definitely the best way to fix that situation.
It's a standard fix for something like that. It happened a lot for what was it called? Species Revelation during Return Ravnica times, because people would cast that without paying the white. It was double blue white, right?
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes people are like, "Oh, I have 3 islands. Oops." It's not Blue Sun's Zenith. It's Species Revelation.
I love Blue Sun's Zenith. So how are you doing tonight?
I'm 2-0.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you want to be on camera next round?
Maybe. It depends what they want.
Okay.
I played against Reanimator in round 1. I somehow beat on the play a turn 1 Gristlebrand. Like, I was on the play, he went turn 1 Gristlebrand on the draw. I just bolted him to death.
Who's the next feature match?
Oh,
Mark just ran out.
okay, yeah. Hold on one sec, guys. We're going to just set up the next feature match for you. I guess, yeah. Do you mind? So, you're on blue, right? Okay, everybody, sorry about the dead air. We've got your future match, so it's going to be Brenna's playing, going to play again, and she's going to be playing against Chuck, our judge. And Chuck is playing blue-red Delver with Treasure Cruise, with all of that, good junk. I'm just trying to figure out how to handle this interface. Okay.
You look like you're just from the movie Hackers right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, oh, I'm typing quickly on the keyboard. Okay, Mark's back to figure everything out. So it's Chuck versus Brenna.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you 2-0 now? Well, that's why you're not getting featured.
I probably would have picked a different match, but they went ahead and sat down.
Mark, your fancy streaming dice.
Rachel took them out of the bag.
There should be some,
So-
kind of big-ish
Yeah.
ones there. Okay.
That's why
Yeah. All right, guys. So I apologize for the repeat matches.
That's not a repeat match. It's Blue-Red Delver.
Yeah, but Death and Taxes on camera again.
But Death and Taxes is a cool deck to watch.
Sure. We try to bring
I see what you're saying.
we try to bring different things.
Okay.
So next round we will not have Death and Taxes again. But either way, it should still be good. Ivy played well last turn, so nothing else. Good play skills to watch.
Good fundamentals. I feel like Death and Taxes is the legacy deck where you want to use the word fundamentals to describe it.
Yeah, sure. So like normally, just FYI, if I ever have to step out again, we give a couple different matches and let chat kind of decide.
Oh.
But did you tell them to put this on, or?
Yeah, I just.
Oh, okay. So we have Simon to blame. Everybody blames Simon.
Yeah. It's my fault. I apologize for everybody who hates seeing Death and Taxes.
Oh my
But
goodness.
I also don't respect you for hating Death and Taxes. So that we can just have a very antagonistic relationship.
Oh gosh. You see what I'm dealing with in the booth tonight? This guy. This guy. We got
This
fucking
guy.
1994 hacker over here.
Right, yeah. If the movie Swordfish, I'm actually Swordfish from the movie Swordfish.
Wasn't that Wolverine?
Yeah, I am. Well,
You are Wolverine.
way to
Excuse
spoil
me.
it, dude.
All right, sorry. There
Yeah.
you go. More tax, more fun. Hashtag SimonGate. Agreed. Hashtag blame Simon. I like this. Oh, I thought of some good more like hashtag
Oh, good.
gates.
We can run them out while they shuffle and
while I
everything.
was running, but I don't remember them.
Running gate.
Hashtag running gate.
Hashtag run gate.
Oh god.
Okay, so I don't know who's on the play here.
I don't know. But I'm impressed. We're round 3 and not even 2 hours into the stream.
Wow.
I know. We're moving. And we had 3 matches. Round 1.
I thought we were in round 2 with the third one. But I fortunately didn't say anything about that until right now.
Oh, I love chat tonight. It's so great. Yeah, so it looks like Ivy going down to 6.
Yeah. This is a matchup where it might actually be a little more relevant. I think in game 1, I'm mostly just worried about Forkbolt. I think Forkbolt is such a... It's funny that Forkbolt is such a good card in Legacy.
All right, so here we can kind of talk about this in this matchup. So Mr. Schaefer is having me pick up a Circle Protection red for him that he's going to be running in his Death and Taxes list. I still am a fan of Firewalker over Circle Protection. What's your input?
So that's interesting. I mean, they both have their... Obviously, Circle Protection, if you can just use it every turn, is incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
And Firewalker isn't necessarily going to win the game by itself, but it's very hard for a red deck to get through. It's just pretty hard to cast it on turn 2.
And this is a pretty... I don't know if I would have kept this 6.
I think you have to keep this 6. I think you have to accept when you play Death and Taxes that sometimes you just got to draw Vial or a land.
Yeah.
Like, she's got, she's got a...
I would have gone to 5.
Oh,
but I mean, like,
what a master. I guess I was right.
Again, all right, so
She draws the
had it, and then you just don't need to. That's all you got to do. All right, so this makes this a lot better.
Yeah. Chuck has no play on turn 1 or turn 2 besides lands, well, also the probe, but nothing playing to the board. And it looks like he's fetching here, and he's going to daze the Stoneforge Mystic.
Sometimes you got to daze Stoneforge Mystic, you know?
Yeah. And Chuck is fetching up basics, obviously doesn't want to get wastelanded, and he does the great hard-casted daze play.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you get hard. So do we see what's in his hand, like why he's hard casting it versus...
Well,
he just doesn't want to lose
has
his
2
tempo?
mana. I mean, I guess that's why he's hard casting.
Well, maybe he's got a brainstorm or something.
Yeah, possibly. I think these are other considerations.
Give me a break.
Chuck is playing, by the way, a
Give
bunch
me
of
a
basic
break.
lands I really like.
Break me off a piece of that cat. Yeah. What if you had a Kit Kat bar?
That would be excellent timing. So Probe's going to show that Brandon's picked up a Caracas. It looks like she's got a Swords and a bunch of creatures.
That's a young peasy.
Young Peasy's definitely going to do some work. It's probably going to get Swords, but Chuck is probably going to get at least 1 token out of it before it goes.
Days for its alternate. There's also there's call for Forkball being banned.
Interesting. I think if you ban Treasure Cruise, the format might shift away from Forkbolt. That might be like a ripple effect of that. But, we can just ban the real problem.
So, Ivy going to cast Swords of Plowshare on Young Pyromancer. In response, Chuck fetching. Imagine we'll see, okay, Bolt to Ivy's face, going to get a token. Ivy going to go down to 17. And Chuck still left with a 1-1 in play.
Yeah, he's still got a 1-1. 1-1 can put on some, pressure, again, for residual damage. It can certainly tussle with a Phyrexian Revoker.
Yes. What do you name? Lavamancer, just in case?
Yeah, I think you probably just blindly name Lavamancer. I guess you can be cute and name Sarpadian Empires Volume 4 or whatever.
Volume 7, I believe.
Okay, sure.
I believe that's what it was.
Yeah. But yeah, you probably just name Lava Man on the off chance they main it.
Yeah. So now though she can play. Oh, do you have another Young Peasy? Yeah. Sometimes you peasy. You peasy when you got a peasy.
So Brenna playing the turn 4 Vial, maybe not as great as the turn 1 Vial.
No, so she can though play the Sarah Avenger that she has in hand. Whether she's going to or not is a completely different story. Because it leaves her with what, 1 colorless up.
Yeah.
See, so how she tapped is a little awkward if she's not going to. If she casts a Sarah Avenger,
She certainly tapped like she
awkward.
wanted to use Port.
Yeah.
But now she's not going to use it.
And it's going to get bolted, which is fine because that's not 5 to the face, or that's not 3 to the face. So she's going to take 4 here.
Right. I think the concern when you play the Sarah Avenger is exactly that. Is that you incentivize, like you give Chuck a really good use for his mana, whereas she might be taking less damage here and then be able to play the Avenger later. Although you have to assume it's just going to get a bolt whenever it comes into play.
This is another taxing, but Chuck doing a fair chunk of damage to his life. I mean, like,
Yeah.
at this point, it's a little difficult, but I mean, if he actually not really, because if she rips
Sword of
Jit,
Fire and Ice or something.
well, yeah, or Jit. Like, if she rips Jit, then that's taking out. Like, then that's very problematic for Chuck. So, I don't know if I like as aggressive of the.
I think something interesting here is the decision not to block from Chuck. I guess he's really going for the kill or whatever, but you know.
And so Thalia is going to help slow it down a little bit. Well, it's just going to get forced. Okay.
Thalia gets forced. Chuck gets another token. Yeah, and this is, as people are pointing in the chat, this is not looking great for Brenna.
Yeah, because she could swing with all of her tokens, correct? Right now.
Oh, Swift
yeah.
Spear.
So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7, leaving one back to, I guess, block the Revoker. Now we're going to respect it.
All right. Sometimes you got to respect the Revoker. All right.
Yeah.
Good. So yeah, Ivy in a kind of a not in the best of circumstances.
So this is really showing what happens when a young Pyromancer sits in play for 2 turns, right? Like that. I think that's how long it's been in play for.
2 or 3 turns. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the
3 turns. 3 turns. Yeah.
3 turns. Okay, it's just such a well-oiled machine. This blue-red Delver deck.
Yeah, and especially after he cast that Treasure Cruise and got have all the gas. Now does okay? I was trying to think if
Flicker Wisp needs a token.
Yeah, like if you're Ivy, do you even cast? Wait. All right, that's
Chuck goes up to 8.
Sure. Okay. I'm trying to think. Like, if she rips a land. Well, she doesn't have the land, but if she had a land Batterskull, does that get her out of this?
At this point, it would, I think, stabilize the board.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure it actually gets her out of it. You can't really attack. Well, yeah, I guess you could just like throw in the Batterskull and trade it for 4 tokens.
And Mullen, what I was talking about with Jit is she gets to swing it with Jit. She gets to kill Young Peasy in a token. Then, and at that point, she was at 12. So
she took 2.
She took 2. Well, she's scooping it up.
Yeah, scooping it up.
So what I was arguing there for like the Jit is if she gets to he swings. He didn't have a blocker at that point. So then she takes out the Young Pyromancer and 2 of the tokens, leaving 3 tokens left. She was at 12, so she would have gone down to 9 there. And then the next turn, even if she did block, he loses the Revoker, but then he doesn't have a board anymore. And then as soon as she plays a creature,
right, you have to assume Jit versus an empty board, like no creatures on either side, is like probably in favor of the person with Jit.
I don't know. We just need to draw the main deck Cataclysm.
Yeah, you know, I've seen people play Cataclysm in the main deck before at Death and Taxes. I think that's maybe not where you want to be going right now with the deck, but certainly it is a compelling card against something like Young
You know what Herd is
Pyromancer.
good against?
Enchantress?
No.
Oh. It's good against Enchantress, by the way. Cataclysm.
I was going to go with Show and Tell.
Interesting. I guess you cast it and they choose their Emrakul and you sacrifice all of your permanents so you can't live through the Emrakul attack. Yeah, I like it. I like the. It's a good line. It's very strong.
Yeah, that's. If I had to like, that's my game plan.
That's what you want to be doing.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to think of another deck it's good against. That's probably the best one.
It's very powerful against Miracles, just sort of as a pseudo Armageddon effect.
Oh, okay, that's true.
Oh, we're saying like what it's actually or what it's bad against. It's very bad against Reanimator as well for similar reasons to why it's bad against Show and Tell.
Wait, no, that's good.
It's good. Yeah, it's good against. This is like
bad.
We've stumbled into some sort of parallel universe here.
Get hip on the lingo.
Mm.
Get hip on the lingo.
I gotta get hip to your lingo, dog.
Yeah.
Woof
Yeah.
woof.
All right, I'm with the cool kids.
The wink is what sells it.
I know.
I like that you pronounce the wink with the, just so the people who can't see your,
you
know we're winking at each other. And this is the high-level commentary you can expect every time you tune into WUBRG.xyz.
That's because that's what we strive for.
Right.
We're the lighthearted low budget, not nearly as good.
Well, we
quality
can't be
SCG.
low budget because we're streaming Legacy, right?
Well, I'm just saying,
Oh,
like,
okay.
where I was going with that was like low budget, not necessarily quality
Right.
SCG.
We just don't
Coverage,
have great
yeah.
visual graphics showing us like driving down a road. Where's the road going? It's going to
I-
a small tournament. It's going to a bigger tournament.
The only thing I strive for is to be better than GG's Live. That's the only
it
thing I
seems
strive
achievable.
for.
It seems achievable.
So,
No
which-
offense to Gigi's Live, just it seems achievable.
Yeah, that's yeah. That's, but that's all I'm shooting for. I just made so many enemies.
You might have made like who, like 3?
Rashad's gonna like bust down my like door in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And, like,
No,
Come
he's
at
a
me.
nice guy.
I-
Rashad.
all right, Rich Hagen then.
Oh, sure. No, Rich Hagen would definitely. I could see him like as
It's
an
just-
extra in a Guy Ritchie movie, like just like brass knuckles, just like what? Say what about this movie?
Just like in the bedroom here, jingling like jiggling at the
Oh,
door,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and all of a sudden just the accent.
Right.
Yeah, and then
The first thing you hear is him saying "Wow," and then you're just done.
oh, I about died on that one.
So
Oh, God bless.
Chuck showed me his sideboard before the tournament started, and he has a Sulfur Elemental, which is all kinds of good against Death and Taxes.
Is it now?
Yeah, unless
So, would you explain? I don't know. It seems weak against white creatures.
well, I think the nice thing it does is it's just like a way
So-
to kill Thalias.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it doesn't deal with like their fly.
I mean, it
all the-
deals with Thalia, it deals with
Right,
Mom. We
yeah.
should probably say what Sulfur Elemental does.
Sulfur Elemental. I think it's a 3/2 with flash.
That
It costs 2
sounds
colorless
about
and a
right.
red.
Yeah.
And when it, as long as it's in play, white creatures get +1/-1.
Yeah.
It's one of the very, very weird cards from Time Spiral block that is maybe a callback to like the Flow Stones. I have no idea what's going on with it, but it's just sweet. It's a sweet card.
Yeah.
Because, Sulfur, it makes white creatures stronger, but also weaker, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it answers a lot of the problem
Right.
cards,
Yeah.
i.e., Mom, Thalia.
Yeah.
And it has a splash effect on Mangara. Not that I would ever leave Mangara in this matchup.
No, I don't think this is the matchup where
But-
Mangara really shines.
It could be.
Yeah.
And if you have 2 of them, you know what it does answer also? Core Firewalker.
It does. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a way to answer Core Firewalker.
So I guess I'm trying to think in what situations the circle protection is going to be better.
Oh, right. Yeah, we forgot to
So,
talk about it.
Yeah.
But so turn 1 Mom from Brenna meets the lady out of Chuck's deck, Monastery Swift Spear. This is a card where the flavor text is like too wordy, but I like what it's going for. It's
What
like
is it?
it's like painting blood, like a canvas of blood or something. I don't know, it's got like 7 extra adjectives, but it's like Wizard's flavor text.
Yeah, that's all right.
And Chuck fetches the basic mountain again, playing around Wasteland. Although it's unclear how much like early Wastelands are going to factor in the matchup, especially if
Yeah.
he's got more lands to play in his
And I-
hand.
Yeah. I imagine he can't be. I don't. Yeah. Well, I guess he is running a little bit because he's kind of greedy on the colors and whatnot. So
Yeah.
there's the Thalia. Chuck does have another land in hand, or 2 more lands now.
Mm-hmm.
So not that Thalia is going to be too big of an issue.
So this is an example where Forked Bolt's still insane, even if you like Forked Bolt is a way to kill either Mom or the other creature they have in play here, right?
And actually, I would like to say Chuck fetching that mountain. Yes, he's playing around Wasteland. However, he missed the opportunity to daze there. Granted, I guess that would put him back, and you have no land at that point. So
Yeah.
that's definitely something to consider. And he can definitely daze whatever she's going to play.
Right.
This turn.
I guess the
if
point
nothing
is
else,
that
to get a token.
Blue-Red Delver is really a deck that can play very effectively on not a ton of mana. And
Yeah.
this would be the first turn where Brennan would be able to Wasteland and still like play a threat on curve.
So do you get?
Or like play a threat, I
Yeah.
mean. So if she had been forced to Wasteland earlier, it might have disrupted, how she was playing out the game.
Sure. So okay. So she's opting for Batterskull.
I think that's also a really good card to get. It's better against them having removal, unless they kill. Like she can protect her Stoneforge Mystic with Mom, but Batterskull itself, the Germ token, is a lot better against removal.
I'm just thinking this early in the game is Jit or Sword of Fire and Ice not better.
I think Thalia definitely makes it a lot better to try to suit stuff up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like Batterskull is it's a really good roadblock, and it's a really good way to make sure that you don't get into this sort of just you can't catch back up situation you got into last turn. Assuming you can get it into play. If Chuck is like going deep and has like the vapor snag, then he gets to do like a victory dance. But I don't think he's playing that build of the deck.
Oh, I would like to see that. I should just boomerang. What does
Yeah,
guy got?
just blue boomerang.
Yeah, let's go. He got blue boomerang now.
It's true. Although I would argue that maybe no, because you can bounce a land. Never mind. You want to play boomerang.
Oh!
So here's Sulfur Elemental.
I gotta figure out how to bring shit up on screen. Like, that'd just be better.
Yeah.
So it is a 3-2.
And it's got split second, so she doesn't actually have a chance to respond to its
At
ability, I think, maybe
Nope,
is what
yep.
just happened there.
Yeah, so there's a good taxi and probe. Gonna trigger off of there. Chuck gonna drop down to 15, paying 2 life. He's gonna see, oh, there's the Sword of Fire and Ice.
Yeah.
So this Batter Skull is gonna get real paced, like pretty big. But she's gonna take 2 from that Swift Spear, from the 1, and then the Taxiing Probe, pumping it off of the Prowess.
Yeah, that's
Hashtag-
exactly what happens.
Hashtag. Hashtag ellipses, hashtag.
Okay. All right. I see what's happened here.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so here, you just dropped the Batter Skull, right? Like, how could he pay for the Elemental? Elemental's a creature, so Thalia's not going to have any effect on him. Yep, that's all right.
Brenna plays Mother of Runes into Sulfur Elemental. I guess she's not super familiar with the card because the mom just dies.
This
And
is so awkward.
Again, she loses her chance to put the Germ token or the Batter Skull into play. And Chuck is just going crazy. He's got the Lightning Bolt for a thing. He's going to trigger some Prowess. He's going to make another Elemental token. So he swings in here for what looks like 2, 4, 6, 10 damage.
Oh man, that's rough. But I argue after this game or after this match, she's going to be very familiar with what Sulfur.
Yeah, I think she might
Elemental
remember what
does.
Sulfur Elemental does after this one. Ratchet Bomb comes in, a good card. It gets the daze.
Sure.
Looks like Chuck just wanted to tap her out and get another token there.
Yeah. Do you crank it up to 1 and pop? No, she's got to pop it now, or else she dies.
Yeah, I think
right?
she dies if she doesn't pop it this turn. So
Oh man, this is rough.
Chuck is going for the kill you with style way of killing her through the Ratchet Bomb.
Yeah, and to be fair though, like Sulfur Elemental hasn't seen play in a number of
Right.
like 2 years.
I think
haven't really
Sulfur
seen it.
Elemental really peaked during the time when Maverick was more of a deck in Legacy. When
Exactly.
people were playing Lingering Souls. But you can see it does a ton of work still against Death and Taxes. Brenda's going to pack it in. Chuck wins the match 2-0.
All right, so I'm gonna go try to find us another match. I'm gonna kick this back to you.
Okay.
So just get pretty. And remember,
Sure.
you can just move this,
Right.
and then you just
Okay.
maybe even tilt it.
Oh, jeez.
Look,
Wow.
look, I know.
Hey.
I know.
So
That's
welcome
crazy.
back. So the thing that we failed to discuss earlier was whether Circle of Protection Red. This is how we bring up cards on screen on the stream. You can check out this sweet foily 7th edition Circle of Protection as I struggle to line things up in front of the camera. Whether this card is better than Core Firewalker out of the sideboard of Death and Taxes. And the question is what you're trying to achieve. If you're trying to just beat a burn deck, I think Firewalker is probably, or a Circle is probably better just because once you get it going, you're not going to lose the game ever. Assuming you have some sort of clock and they can't just draw you up to like 7 cards and then burn you out with more mana sources than you have. But I don't really like Circle of Protection in general in Legacy. I think it's 2 mana intensive. I think the matchups where you want a card like it, it's not going to be able to do anything. Like Core Firewalker would have been fine for Brenna against Delver there, but Circle wouldn't have done anything. And there's a request in the chat to see Brenna's Altered Wastelands. We're probably not going to make her play 3 games on camera or 3 matches on camera, but maybe we can see if we can like sneak in a look at those between rounds. They were pretty awesome. It looked like she had like either a seasonal thing or different times of day going on there. One of the things that's really great about Legacy is, people, they love decks, they play them forever, they get them altered to look like cool stuff, or sometimes they get them altered to look like hyper-sexualized cartoon figures, which is maybe not as good, but definitely some cool stuff going on with both the Wastelands and the full art she had going. Anyway, any questions in the chat? Anything you guys want to talk about? Any questions you have for us? Or I guess just me right now. Mark's trying to set up another match on camera so we can get some more sweet Legacy action. And although I won't be here, I know that they stream every Monday night, I think starting at 7, and Thursday starting at 7:30. Right now we're streaming from MTG Card Market in Chicago. It's right near the Belmont stop on the Red Line. So if you're ever in town, if you're ever nearby, it's a really great place. They specialize in Magic cards, as the name can tell you. So you can always come by and check it out. I think they run tournaments of all formats every night of the week. There's a website somewhere that I will list it much better than I can just stammer through right now. Okay, so yeah, some sweet Legacy on Legacy action. That's what I'm kind of stalling for right now. Oh, Chuck's cutting again. Thank you, Chuck, for saving me from floundering around through here.
They're still looking for another match.
Yeah.
So Sulfur Elemental, really good.
Yeah, Sulfur Elemental might be a time for a comeback for that card. That's like the exact kind of card that's just a blowout one of whenever you draw.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's got split second, right?
That's she tried to give it the Stoneforge prototype.
You can tell, like that's an example of a card where it's super crazy. It's like Dread of Night or something like that. Where if you haven't seen it, you're not going to see it coming.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely nothing.
And when she played like the mom into it, it was like, oh no.
And I drew a bolt off the Treasure Cruise, which is really
of course. Good. That's what you do. That's what you draw for Treasure Cruise. Is your lightning bolts. But yeah, Blue-Red looks super good, man. This deck continues to be awesome.
It's very, very consistent.
I know that when Niv Magus Elemental came out, a couple of us were testing like a Blue-Red deck that played that, so you could like play a bunch of spells and then Flusterstorm one of them and then eat all the copies.
That'd be fun. That sounds a little
it's too much. Well, why play Niv Magus Elemental when you can just play Monastery Swift Spear?
That card is absurd.
That's so good.
During round 1 when I was playing against Reanimator, I had it and a Delver on the field, and between those two and just bolting him is what I ended up killing him with. And he could never actually sit back and block with his Gristlebrand because I was just going to draw bolts and kill him.
Oh jeez.
So he had to attack, which was good for me.
Yeah.
And then in game 3, I keep a hand with no creatures, play a turn 1 Grafdigger's Cage, which he didn't have an answer to because I probed him first. And then, so he's stuck on the show and tell plan for the rest of the game. So I just draw until I have Force of Wills and Dazes to counter his show and tells, and eventually draw a Sulfuric Vortex, and just bolt him in Sulfuric Vortex. And I didn't even see a single creature in the entire game.
It's not very often that deck wins the game with no creatures in play.
And he eventually resolved a show and tell and put a Gristlebrand into play, but at that point he was at 5 life, and I was just digging for Force of Will to make sure my bolt resolved.
Yeah, I think sort of the conventional wisdom is that when you cut Disruption from your deck for like more draw spells, like people are trying Spell Pierces obviously to play things like Treasure Cruise.
Treasure Cruise is absurd.
Right, it turns out not to matter so much because the Delver decks are so quick and they put on such a clock that you still can pressure combo decks and force them to play in your soft remission of days. I don't know. So where do you fall on the continuing question, which nobody really seems that interested in? Is Circle of Protection Red versus Core Firewalker?
I like Firewalker more because it can beat down.
Yeah.
And it doesn't require mana open. But, just having, like, in that game, if she just had a Circle of Protection Red, she probably would have won the game.
Yeah, it's true.
If she just went turn 2 Circle of Protection Red instead of Thalia.
Yeah.
But, all right, Chuck, get out of here.
All right, Chuck, congrats again on winning.
Good luck the rest of the tournament, sir.
I've got 1 round left.
Yeah.
All right, so what's you got another game?
We
got
do.
Another match?
We do have another match. All right, let's see. So, okay.
Looks like Luis again, based off of the forearms. I'm not implying anything about Luis's forearms. He's got a certain look which makes it easier to figure out who he is.
Yep. All right. So both these players are 1-1. It's an interesting match.
Okay.
I'm surprised, honestly, that they are here because we know Luis is on Miracles. Take a guess on what Kyle's at.
Is he on Miracles?
He is not on Miracles.
Okay. Is he on the Tezzeret Helm deck?
He is on the Tezzeret Helm deck.
Great. Well, those main deck Leyline of the Void sure have lots of text on them.
That is true. I also saw another person that So Nathan Mullen, who plays the Tezzeret deck as well, has switched to the Leyline Helm version. He played against Mr. Kevin Kingsley, which we saw.
Oh, wow.
And
right.
that was
And
rough.
Kevin's who handed Luis his loss, right?
Yes.
He was a Dredge
And
pilot? Okay.
yeah, and so I saw some Leyline to the Voids, multiple in play, and it was
That must be the worst feeling playing Dredge. When you play, I played Dredge for like a year, and I never actually played against anybody who turned 0 game 1 Leyline. You know.
yeah.
I just
Yeah,
like, what are you even supposed to do?
it's rough.
What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, you know.
So what's interesting about this is if Luis is on the, I don't know if Luis is on the home plan, but Rest in Peace is kind of bad here because it enables your opponent's Helm of Obedience, whereas Leyline of the Void only turns on Helm of Obedience for you because it doesn't actually exile your own graveyard. But they're shuffling up for game 3. Looks like they're presenting the decks. And I think my natural guess here would be that Tezzeret probably plays enough weird costing permanents and stuff that it can get through. Like I see a Pithing Needle in Kyle's hand, and certainly if that resolves on top, that's going to be huge.
And I did see that Luis kept in Counterbalance game 2.
Okay.
This smells better than what
Yeah.
I was gonna say. Kyle making some sort of images with his hands. I have to imagine that it was Sensei Divine Top.
Yeah.
I think that's what those cryptic hand signs were supposed to be.
And it looks like Luis is playing a turn 1 Ponder.
Yes.
He put it off screen, but he's certainly resolving this more like a Ponder than a Brainstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's opted to shuffle.
All right. So that's definitely a Ponder. Kyle, very happy about this. You can tell by his hand gestures.
Yeah, Kyle, pumping the fists out the shuffle on Ponder. I feel like there's a lot to celebrate in Magic. You kind of have to pick which things you're going to be happy about. Oh, and look, Luis, nice guy, sliding it over for us.
There we go.
He passes it back.
All right, so that's nice. So I see Kyle does have. All right, so Kyle does have another line. Good.
Yeah.
All right, so there's the Signet, which is nice.
Yeah, Premier Signet. I mean, one of the things that the Tezzeret deck is really good at doing is producing 4 mana on turn 3.
And so I see a Seeker and a Lodestone Golem in hand, and I see some spicy.
Some Notion Thief?
Yeah, I saw some Notion Thief.
In case Luis had any idea of winning this game, looks like Kyle's going to try to dissuade him from those notions.
Oh, I would like if he had an ocean. If he had the notion of winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this Brainstorm, Notion Thief on the Brainstorm. This is the worst. This is such a feel bad. Luis is just, oh my god.
Yeah, Luis is going to read it.
Kyle's going to draw 3 cards. Luis is going to put 2 cards back. Luis is going to wonder, why would they print this card? Who did I offend at Wizards of the Coast?
Oh god. And Kyle just drawing into fantastic things. So Kyle's got the choice of playing Tezzeret the Seeker or Bolus next turn. And Luis is just going to go, Luis fetching, though. So he's down to 19. That was not a good turn. Kyle, I don't think Kyle could have slammed that fast enough.
No, that's really the dream, is that you're just like, I got 4 mana, but I'm not doing anything with it.
Oh god, that's great.
A Notion Thief is a card that people aren't like putting 4 of, right, in their 75. So you sometimes, like, maybe Luis could have brainstormed in Kyle's upkeep there if you wanted to do it on Kyle's turn. But there's really, how often do you have to play around the Notion?
Yeah.
And this is an example where I guess you have to play around the Notion.
Well, and especially coming out of a Tezzeret deck. So Notion is a 2/3, right? Is that?
It's a 3/1.
3/1.
Yeah,
right.
so it gets in there for 3, puts Luis down to 16. I believe it's a 3/1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going to see the Odyssey Filterland coming out. I forget what it's called.
Oh, like Darkwater Catacomb or something?
Yeah, that's it. So Kyle's going to leave open a blue-black land.
I'm kind of offended that card's in Kyle's deck, but it's, as long as you're playing like Dark Slick Shore, you might as well play every single kind of blue-black land you can find.
Yep. All right, so there's the wear and tear for the Pithing Needle.
Yeah, so that way he can get his tops going. Maybe he can find some sort of miracle to get himself out of this.
I believe that was in response to the Lodestone Hole.
Yeah, it looks
Not that it really mattered.
And the chat's making a really good point. Certainly with Treasure Cruise and the way the metagame is going towards a lot of cantrips like Ponders and stuff like that, Notion Thief is incredibly good.
Womp, 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 womp. Just
But-
Kyle of the Force.
Like all other creatures, Notion Thief gets Terminus.
Yeah, and I mean that's fair. I mean that also takes Luis's like entire turn.
Right. And
So
honestly, Notion Thief drew 3 cards and made Luis discard 2 essentially.
it did its work. Yeah.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter if it
Yeah.
does anything
And so-
else.
Actually, an interesting play here. Kyle could go. He's going to take 2 from that Ancient Tomb, but he
Uh-huh.
could go Seeker, get another Lodestone Golem, and then play Bolus all in the same turn if he wanted to.
Wow, that's wild. Instead of doing that, it looks like he's going to excuse me. He's going to
Okay.
play a ley line and then cast a talisman.
Yeah, so he's just going to win next turn. That's what he's going to do.
Yeah, that's what he's going
Unless
for.
Luis has a Force.
Right. Luis is going to need
So-
some way to counter Tezzeret the Seeker.
Yes.
Former vintage powerhouse, Tezzeret the Seeker.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's going to be. Isn't Notion Thief 4 mana or is it 3?
Notion Thief is 4 mana.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So the question is, now Luis
Ooh.
can find like a 5 mana card on top.
Force of Will. If he's got
Yeah.
Force of Will on top or in the top 3, that's all he needs.
Yeah, but Kyle is hungry for blood.
Because if this resolves, he wins.
I mean,
Like-
obviously you go for the play that wins you
Yeah.
the game.
I mean, he can still cast. Agent of Bolus afterwards. So,
Yeah,
Which
he
is
still has
fine.
the mana left over to cast that.
all right. So this is huge. Nope.
It's okay. Luis has got one more look because
Oh,
he has
that's
the
right.
fetch land.
That's very right.
So he really, really needs to find a Force of Will. But even then, he's not in great shape. I mean, the thing that
Because
that's
then
like,
he won't be able
right.
to top again, so the Bolus is going to land. And
Right,
the Bolus
although
are gonna
if the
take
last
it
card
again.
in his hand is a blue card, he can actually just flip the top to draw the Force of Will.
Oh,
then
very true.
and counter
Very
it.
true. Very true.
Yeah, little stars. Counterbalance doesn't seem great in this matchup. I think it might be a situation where Luis doesn't have a ton to
Bring it in instead
to
of
bring
nothing.
in,
Yeah.
right? And maybe you can like snag like if you can float a 4, you can counter.
He also
stuff.
might have trimmed him, so
Yeah.
it doesn't look like he saw anything. Is that an? Oh, there's a Jace. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Yeah, Kyle takes that down pretty convincingly. Really good looking games there for the blue-black Tezzeret deck. He did a good job of, hard casting Leyline of the Void, and
All right.
it didn't matter.
All right. I'm gonna stay back. I'm gonna talk to chat. You go
Okay.
find us a match.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
So just like ask
Also-
people if they're going.
Also, I would like to point out,
Yeah, I didn't
Simon
check it out.
has not finished this yet,
Uh,
even though he promised round 2. Terminus can counter Wormcoil. It's really good against the old Wormcoil. So, all right. Well, that was good. So then Kyle takes that home. So I'm trying to think who else is undefeated. It's either going to be Ryan Bogner, who we saw on camera earlier, or it's going to be Mitesh versus Chuck next round. What other? Anybody think of any other good gates that we can that are relevant? I'd like to know. I like to know. Oh God, I don't know. I'm tired. How you guys doing tonight? Doing good? Gets naked hype. Ooh. No, wait, no, that's right. I can't do that because Twitch will call it on me. Sorry, guys. So sorry. But yeah, no. So that was interesting games. I sent Simon out there. Now I can't even fucking think to talk about anything. I had things to talk, and then Anus Gate. All right, that's too much. Spike Moore. I gotta think of a better name for you. Gotta think of a better name. Will Simon come to my B-Day party tomorrow after dinner? Oh, that's right. Oh, Curse Catcher. I forgot about who you actually were. I know it does. I had to fix it. Yeah, somebody's in there. But yeah, so Curse Catcher, I will 100% ask. And look what we got for you. It's all shiny.
There's the DCI Evan and promo order. Let's go.
Yeah, well, Greg opted for the 7th edition foil, so
That's rare. That's rare.
does it? All right. It's
7th edition foils crazy rare.
yeah, it's also $1.50.
Oh,
So,
cool.
all right, if Schaefer's right here, all right, circle protection white or red. Next big thing for death and taxes, spec on it, buy them out everywhere.
It's only been
saying.
printed 15 times.
Just saying. No, the foil ones in particular. Yeah. Oh god, yeah, I don't think that one's gonna go up.
7th, 8th, 9th.
So, yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Anybody? So, oh, here we go. Everybody, what's your new favorite cards out of the Commander stuff? I'm a big fan of so far everything I've been a fan of. Hey, Pino, you wanna slide in?
I don't know.
We're gonna talk about the Commander stuff. So everybody, Greg Pino, you see my camera a lot, plays a lot, likes them, plays the fringe decks. It's memorized apparently by the camera. Do we have another match or no?
No more matches.
No more matches? All right, so now we just got to fill a lot of time. This is going to be good.
I just played against Burn on Death Shadow.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's playing Death Shadow on Monday, Simon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw a
Do you
game.
want your seat back?
No,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, Spellcaster Mage, really big fan of that one. I really like the. I really want the Artifact Living End to be good.
The red spell?
Yeah, I don't think it is though.
No, it's awful.
I also.
It might have been good if it cost like 3 mana.
Yeah, I also really want the.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I also really want the guy that makes a token of an artifact that's in your yard to be good.
Oh,
Is that a
Feldon.
new?
It's
thing?
Feldon.
Feldon, yeah.
Oh,
it's,
the creature?
yeah.
What does it cost to use this ability?
3.
And he
It's
costs
too.
3?
It's too
And he
expensive.
costs 3.
Yeah, it's
And
like,
he's a Hurloon Minotaur?
I think
2,
so.
3.
He costs a
Yeah.
colorless and 2 red.
He's
He's a Hurloon Minotaur.
Yeah, Hurloon Minotaur.
Yeah,
So-
classic.
Yeah. That's I like that.
He's not gonna be good.
Huh? No. None of these cards. These are cards that I want to be
I
good.
think they could have made
And then I
Dual
like
Caster
them.
Mage or whatever, like a 3/2. I think they could have pushed that card.
No,
yeah,
that
he
card's
could've made it
good.
like a 1 mana spell.
That one's good.
And that would have
That
been
would have
fine.
really been pushing it.
Like he could have been a 1 mana 0/1.
What, the 2?
And that would have been fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
no, like
oh,
4 spell
yeah.
and make a creature.
Yeah.
No, that's gonna be
They
good.
should have pushed it. Because what? It would only affect Legacy?
Yeah.
Right. Although I guess they really don't want to make like red better because it's like
Can it
a
only
second-
target spells you control?
No, any spell. So no,
Yeah,
like that's gonna
cool,
be.
That's cool.
That's like
Well, any instant or
we've
sorcery.
been talking about it a lot. I think that it's like in the board for like Painter for any of the red Painter variants. I think it's gonna be very good.
To copy what, though?
But just anything like any disruption spell that they have. I mean, like against Miracles, which is not the
But it does
easiest
nothing against
matchup.
Abrupt Decay. That's the problem.
Right.
Like, if you're doing something
Alright,
about their
that's fair.
disruption, you want to
Yeah.
just stop it.
I can see
in Painter?
bringing it in
Alright, that's
against
fair.
like a bug deck or something because it's like another thing where you can try to
Can you,
grind
well,
through
you
their
can copy
stuff.
their treasure cruise?
Right,
Yeah.
you can copy their
Alright.
treasure cruises. You can copy like their
we
hymns
were
and
also
stuff.
we were thinking Miracles because like being able to copy one of their big spells is pretty. Actually, no, it's bad in that. Never mind.
Well,
Don't
copying
listen
a
to me.
treat seems
Well,
sweet.
yeah,
You
that's
just have
what
like
we-
a bunch of angels staring
That's
at each
pretty
other.
much what we were talking about.
So this card's just like a Shardless Agent, kind of, maybe sometimes.
Yeah.
It's a Charlotte's Agent.
It's as good as what your opponent's doing.
Yeah.
And it's also just like a garbage Grey Ogre sometimes.
Right, that's the issue. That's so
An
if they made it
expensive
like something that you
Snapcaster.
just want to battle with.
Ambush Viper.
Right.
Yeah.
Ambush.
Ambush
Ogre.
Grey Ogre, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Except
Oh.
that,
I'm
I'll
dying.
get out of here, you guys.
Oh, okay. No, all right, fair
so
enough.
wait.
Or I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll stick around.
you want to stick around
I'll
talking.
probably
So
have a fucking buy.
run it.
Stick with my
So you played
Oh,
Death
wow.
Shadow
That's so
with
bad.
Burn and you won.
I played against Burn and I won.
How did you?
Wait, you beat Burn?
Yeah, Death Shadow
Oh.
was a fucking 12/12.
I guess yeah.
Oh.
I
they
killed
don't
him. I was
kill
at
you.
1. Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Man. So how are you liking Death Shadow? Is it more of like a passion project, or do you feel like it like now is the time?
Well, so I played it on Monday and I played it today. I had Bobs. I had Dark Confidants in the deck. on
Oh yeah,
Monday.
Bob. Wait, like
I cut
that's
the Bobs. I cut the Bobs for Death Rights. I got a Green Splash now.
Okay.
I've got Sylvan Library, which is pretty sweet.
Oh
'Cause you
sure,
just, like,
yeah,
pay
yeah.
8 life.
my. All right, we're gonna slide on. So it
Okay,
doesn't look,
okay.
but my
So people could see me.
yeah my
Yeah, it's okay.
my thing with
What are we doing?
no
Back
no my thing with I
Oh,
don't
that's
know.
better. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Just come join us, Mark.
Yeah.
Get back.
We
Done.
figured it out. We cracked the code.
Done. My thing with
No free
I liked the Bob in conjunction with Treasure Cruise, which you
Yeah.
were running, because I was like the balls,
So
the balls you have in
over the
order to
course
do
of
that.
Monday. Over the course of Monday, it happened twice. One
Did it-
time,
we wanted to see it on
one
camera.
time I went from like 19 to,
Oh, man.
to 11 and whatever.
Turns
Just,
on your Death Shadow.
easily won the game
Yeah.
anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Another time I was at I think 7, and I went for a few turns and just died to Treasure Cruise. But I think I had 2 Bobs out at that point, so it was like
Okay.
I was probably just gonna die anyways. Like I needed to make threats.
I think in general, people are kind of being softer on Bob. I mean, for a really long time,
Well,
Bob
Bob's
was
really good.
yeah. I mean, Bob's insane, but like in modern especially, I think was where a lot of the time where people were like it's just not doing anything. Everything's killing it.
That's the thing. He's a lightning rod. Yeah, he's a
Right,
definite.
yeah.
He's a flag bearer,
Yeah.
or whatever you call him.
Right.
And
So
so,
so is Deathrite Shaman. So Deathrite Shaman was an upgrade to the deck.
and going back to our previous conversation about the new spoiled cards, somebody was saying Gibson was saying give me some. That's what his new name is. Give me some was saying that they like
I
the
thought
double.
that was the name of a new card.
No.
Give me some.
The new double Doom Blade. Like, so if you have
Oh.
Morbid, I'm not a big fan of
It's
that.
not good in Legacy.
Morbid's just hard to do.
Well, also
yeah.
non-black
It doesn't kill
creature,
Deathrite Shaman.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't
it
kill
doesn't kill-
Deathrite Shaman.
I mean,
it doesn't kill Death Shaman.
However,
Wow.
in Commander though, where it's actually going to be played, I think that card's going to be absurd.
Yeah,
But-
although in Commander, do you
Is
play
that,
spot removal or do you just wrath everything all the time? I don't know.
Okay, if you want to talk about the Commander precons
Well,
and Commander, let's talk about the card that draws you 3 cards.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's a card. That's a card
That
that's going
seems
to be pretty good.
Like,
It
it's like-
costs like more for
it's
every card.
perfectly costed because it costs 6 on the front. So it
Yeah.
won't see play in Legacy.
Right, yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
9 mana before I draw 3 cards.
And then Bobby H is asking if we have any elves in the house tonight. I haven't seen
no.
any.
Well, I just played against Bob, and he's on Burn. tonight.
Bob's on Burn.
He's trying out Burn Treasure Cruise. Apparently, it's the first time he's played Burn in Legacy,
Yeah.
which is weird because I could have sworn. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. All
I'm
right,
so
so
used to casting lightning.
It
so
was-
so
we had
Bobby,
him on
unfortunately,
camera.
no elves.
We had Bob on
As far as we
camera,
know.
and he had the sick combo of Postboard and Staring Bridge and Treasure Cruise in
Oh
his
yeah,
deck.
that's a sick combo.
Yeah. Maybe a little at odds with each other. Those two
But
cards,
I mean,
whatever.
it's fine.
It's
I mean,
important that you empty
it's
your hand. You just empty
yeah.
your hand immediately.
I mean, it's also his first time playing it. So, and then Curse Catcher before the headliner, so I can't hear anything you're saying. Brianna,
is
got
Curse
quiet.
Catcher Greg Schaefer?
Yes,
Ah.
yes. He wants to
Wow.
know. Yeah, we'll talk later. But
Why can't he hear?
he's at a
Somebody-
concert, and apparently instead of actually enjoying the concert, well, no, because
Realistically,
I think he's just standing. Like I'm imagining him just standing in the concert hall, just
Yeah.
in the middle, like people
Just
like dancing around him.
Yeah.
He's just staring at his
Yeah, yeah.
smartphone.
You're
and like
"I'm
the
taking a
2
picture
people
of
are
the crowd."
behind him are just like, what the fuck is this
Yeah.
guy watching?
Yeah, and then
Why isn't he here watching this?
Yeah.
and then Curse Catcher, we are actually at the end of this stream tonight. We're doing an homage to you since you were not able to make it. We're gonna do some Greg dances.
Does he dance a particular way?
Oh yes, it's great.
Is it like
Yeah.
a very awkward dance?
It's a little bit awkward. It's fun because you
I
make
might
it.
have to. I was gonna drop and go home.
You-
I meant,
you-
I could watch it later.
You
On
you
YouTube.
can make it. You can make it a fun game where you stare like you're doing like a staring contest. First person to laugh while doing the Greg wiggle loses.
I
It's
won't
great.
lose this game. I don't even know what it is.
It seems like a real. You guys are friends, and like you're yashing on him. So,
Yeah.
so you're bringing this to the stream for
Yeah.
everyone to enjoy.
Right,
Yeah,
so
it's
everybody,
good. That's great.
everybody
Oh,
knows.
and it's great because
Why not?
he's
Yeah.
he can't hear us.
So
But he can see us.
maybe if you
Wait,
can read our
So
lips.
this is even worse. He's not even watching a game of Magic at this
No.
concert that he's
Right.
at. He's just watching like
It's
three
three
random
dudes.
guys. Like people are like, what the
Oh,
fuck is this guy
God.
watching? It's like 3 guys in between 2 chairs. Like
Yeah, and Bobby, sorry that we actually do have several Elves players in our
sometimes.
meta. Yeah, sometimes. It's just nothing tonight. Actually, Elves hasn't been very popular in our meta for the past like 2-3 weeks. It seems like. I don't know.
How is the Delver matchup? Honestly, I have
I
no
don't.
idea.
Yeah.
I think with people playing a bunch of Fork Vaults, it probably
Nobody's playing Grim Lavamanzers though.
They should
Well,
be.
or some people like are very adamant about Grim Lavamancer, but that's like 20% of the
Right.
Delver players.
I guess because they're
I think
afraid
that's
of
wrong.
like
I think Grim
Treasure
Lavamancer
Cruise
is
is like
fantastic.
the concern.
Oh yeah. No,
You
I
wanna
think.
be able to
whatever.
cruise- Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah.
not.
I mean, you're still like dumping your hand
Like,
constantly.
is
yeah.
Treasure Cruise very good against elves? If you already have like
right. No, I would
the
certainly
removal
rather
spell
have
for
Yeah.
Greg
that
Lava
matchup,
Mancer
like-
online.
I get that they don't work in conjunction. I just
Yeah.
actually I was watching a match. Alessandro had
I mean, you can say that, but we're
what's it called? Rest in Peace next to Grim Lavamancer in play. I walked up to the game, so I don't know which one came out 1st.
yeah, but I mean,
But I'm like,
but
I'm
also,
a fan of one
when you start making
Yeah.
but when you start making the argument that like which I completely agree with can't have Lavamancer and Treasure Cruise in the same deck, then that's like I mean people are constantly running Treasure Cruise and Deathrite Shaman and Goyf
Tarmogoyf, yeah.
in the same deck. So like
Yeah.
I feel like there's probably a little overlay. You probably have to mess
Yeah.
with the numbers a little bit, but I feel like you could do it if you really
I,
wanted
mean,
to.
I get that Lavamancer is drawing from the same resource. Like activating his ability is essentially Delve 2. That's like what it
Yeah.
says.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas Tarmogoyf will get back up to stats and Deathrite Shaman will get cards.
Sure. like I don't
There's
know.
room for them to
Yeah.
coexist. Is all.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
with
this
that.
is interesting. I was giving this some thought. Blue-red Delver, you could just splash Grove of the Burnwell as Punishing Fire. Like you could just add it to the deck, and it'd be good. It'd be fantastic.
Oh, I guess you could.
That's
You'd
like
be
an
a little
interesting
bit more
plan.
susceptible to wastelands,
Right.
but like they're not hitting on your blue sources. So
And-
what do you care? Because you can cast your whole fucking deck.
Yeah.
off
And
of a
especially
volcanic
because
island.
blue-red Delver's like the Delver deck of the moment.
Right.
Wasteland's not as much of a. You know,
Well, but it also
I mean,
feels
I
like-
actually-
also Deathrite Shaman's problematic for your treasure cruises.
right.
Yes.
And I know, it's another card that doesn't work well with treasure cruise,
Yeah.
Punishing Fire.
Right, but
But like, even if you cast it as a shock, it's probably just as good as Chain Lightning was in most games.
yeah, I think that's
Okay.
fair. Chain Lightning usually looks pretty unimpressive.
Yeah, it's
I actually like that. I would not
I
be
want to say
sad if I saw
I
it.
want to say like a fifth of the time, maybe more. I see people casting Chain Lightning against opponents with red mana at inopportune times. Well, at opportune,
Right.
they're casting
Yeah.
it at really awkward times because their opponent could just get so much value out of
Yeah.
it on the crackback. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the one concern is it just slows down the deck a bunch, putting Grove of the Burmos and messes up your
oh,
mana. So maybe
definitely.
you can't do
So-
it.
Almost, yeah.
But it could be like the next level.
But suddenly
or
you could
whatever
play
in the
cards
Delver year.
like Searing Blaze out on sideboard because you have like all these red sources.
Oh wow! All right, so let's see. Let's jump over here. So all right, so Bobby sounds like a pretty adept elves player. He's saying that it really depends on the matchup as far as treasure cruise
Okay.
goes.
Like,
Not that much of an effect on it. Inject Red Bull. There we go. I can read sometimes. Talking about that it's or Jesus Christ, if I could fucking talk, it's too slow for
Let
Delver.
me get on my reading.
Yeah, that
Punishing
Fire would be a little too slow.
oh no, I know. But like,
Okay.
what? Chain Lightning wins you a game just because you cast it and you kill something, or because you kill a creature,
Right. Well, there were
Yeah.
there were
or it's irrelevant in the matchup.
This
Punishing
is-
Fire's like the same way.
this is like 3 years ago, but I know that when Rug was like the big Delver deck, there was like the next level Rug decks that played like Jace the Mind Sculptor and went up the
Oh
chain.
yeah, what the Cascade deck? Like,
Yeah, some of them were like
Like
Blood
Shard
Ray,
Saving,
yeah,
Blood Ray,
like those were great
Yeah, no,
decks.
I
But
understand.
I think like we could see the development of like a Delver deck that still played Tarmogoyf, but was like Rug colors and had the Punishing
Oh,
Fire.
so yeah, then
engine
you can
in there.
splash
Right.
Charmwood.
Yeah.
Right. So then
But
maybe
I-
like
I-
yeah,
yeah.
It's
I'm
I don't
just
know.
saying, suddenly these decks aren't playing Wastelands and their mana bases
Right.
at all. So there's room for Grove, even if you're playing
Yeah.
2 of them. Even if you're playing 3, like that's
Yeah.
there's room.
no, I agree. I think that like you definitely lose a little bit of temple.
I
Tempo.
probably shouldn't talk about it. I should probably just show up with this deck.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I think-
let's see it. Let's see if it actually
I
does
think
well.
this
My-
Rug
my-
deck could be really cool.
Words
And
are-
then, All right, and then we have another question. Modern Tezzeret deck. So it depends on what you're meaning on Tezzeret.
yeah.
So like if
Are we
we're
talking,
talking, we talking Seeker, or we talking
We're talking
Gold?
like Pro Tour Berlin, Kenny Ober,
'Cause
top
if
8
we're-
deck,
if
So
we're-
yeah, usually
Tezzerator.
when someone says Tezzerator, that's kind of what they mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're not necessarily talking about format of Tez, agent of whatnot.
yeah. Nobody's agent. The secret.
I love Agent, and I'm a fan of the. I try to play a control deck. I haven't played it in like new Modern since Treasure Cruise has been out, and I have a feeling that it's not as good now.
Yeah, I haven't played Modern at all since Treasure Cruise came out.
So
Yeah.
I mean, like
It
just
seems
because
awful.
it seems like far
Who would want to?
Yeah.
far more burn heavy, which like I mean
Right.
I was already having to run 4 Line of Sanctities on the board
Sure.
and for Spellskite's main in order to make sure that matchup was shored up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So
Like before cons came out, I won like an SCG IQ playing Blue White Merfolk in Modern,
Oh yeah.
and that's like
Zoria's
yeah.
Charm. Oh, yeah.
That's like a deck that just like cannot compete anymore. Like you cannot be
What's the
just
time
got
around?
Ascendancy.
Just finished.
And
Oh,
you
it's
like
just
definitely
finishing?
can't be a metagame full of burn, no matter how many times you activate Sig River Guide. So I feel like Modern's in this.
I was on burn and you beat me with Azoria's Charm for the lifelink mode.
Yeah, it's
Just
true.
out of nowhere. And
Yeah.
it was a really complicated game. I had 2 Grim Lavamancers
Right.
against your Merfolk deck. And there was like the critical turn where I'm like, you're casting a second Lord, and I'm like, I had 1 without summoning success. So like, do I kill
okay, cool.
the first Lord, or do I just start going upstairs and race your Lords? And I would have won the race, but you got lifelink for like, I don't know, 12
Yeah.
damage of Lord damage, whatever.
So-
it was.
Suffice to say, I've played a lot of really bad decks and a lot of bad
sweet,
cards.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
All right, and so I'm gonna go pick a match for us,
Okay.
but we're looking at I guess that like Texas Ranger points out, you just got to really evaluate whether Punishing Fire is worth the loss in
I
tempo.
know, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
but
I've seen these decks like make like
there-
4, 5, 6 land drops, and I'm like,
He's got an interesting follow-up comment though. Do you think it'd be worth throwing into like a black-green Pox deck? So I'll leave you with that. You guys
Treasure
comment.
Cruise or Punishing Fire?
Punishing Fire.
Yeah, I think the Punishing Fire engine, like in a lone Pox build or something
Yeah,
like that,
no,
is probably really
I
good.
was playing.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what? Like traditionally, a deck like that plays like Knight of the Reliquary,
Oh,
and that's
wow.
almost the only white card in the deck.
Right.
I took the white sources out for Jace's. Well, I took the white sources out for blue sources. I took the knights out for Jace's. No, yeah, we had it on stream a couple times.
That's awesome.
Jace is just like the best threat in like any kind of long drawn out game. It's the kind of game that low wants to play. And then there's all these tricks where you can like brainstorm 2 garbage cards back and then dredge them off with loam.
Right.
Like cycle through them real quick. No, yeah, that deck could dig through its whole deck, like
Yeah.
to the point that I actually decked myself a couple times, like looking for a card that I boarded out or something like that. You know,
Oh,
like
man,
not
that's
quite.
yeah. I think definitely one of the things that's true is there's a ton of space for like a new mid-rangey kind of deck
so hit the
to.
camera.
Yeah. No, yeah. There's a lot of space for.
Right?
Oh, in Modern, but in
Oh,
Legacy,
right.
I think. I don't think there's like any room for mid-range decks in Modern now because of how fast that format's.
Probably not.
But in Legacy, like we saw Jung win round 1 on camera.
Wow, there's. Oh, I have pairings around.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I
Okay,
go play
well-
Magic. Bye, stream.
Bye, Greg. Thank you for
So
coming in.
this
stopping
is-
by.
You want to shut the door on the way?
Thanks for streaming, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So there was.
Camera.
Oh God damn it! Really?
Yeah.
There was about a fight happening out there. It was really interesting.
What?
Well, Wagner really wanted to get on camera, but I was like, I want to get some new faces on
Yeah.
camera, and it was bad. It was bad. All right, so I'm going to take our pretty faces away.
Okay.
Oh wow, that was a big hit to the camera.
So who's playing who?
So this is, I'm going to put the names in here, and then worst case scenario. Yep, and then you can adjust the life totals if need be. So
Sure.
I have to imagine that we're seeing Ant versus Burn,
Okay.
but not 100% on that. So there's that. Okay. All right, cool, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get this timer started. So we're going to be good to go. All right, so, and then, sorry, Ned is 2-1. However, Phil, oh, and of course I did the names wrong. What is this? Player, okay, so Phil is actually, all right, there we go. So, and then we're going to go Ned, right, yep. All right, so Phil is 3-0, and Ned is 2-1. So Phil actually playing some good stuff, and the other match is actually playing as well. So we might be able to get them on camera. We'll see. Yeah. All right. So start this.
Sure. I'll just put in
and-
the deck names.
Yeah. Well, don't even worry about the deck names just
Okay.
yet because I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like an 8 on the roll for Phil, and Ned rolls a 9. So it looks like, or no, I guess they're re-rolling. I don't know. Rolling a lot. Mark is fixing the camera. Once we figure out what's up, we'll be able to stream that or get that going.
How's it looking?
It looks great. Yeah. This is
It's about as good as I can ask for.
yeah. Oh man, Ned doing the great deal out a smiley face to your self. Although I always kind of like it so it's smiling at your opponent, so you show you're like a nice guy.
Somebody did it on stream the other time where their opponent mulled to 5,
Ooh.
and there was a smiley face facing them. It was a little rough.
You kind of gotta adjust it so it becomes a neutral face and then a sad face. You know, I get that you always want to win, but especially at like a smaller local event like this, I think you want to root for good games before everything else.
All right, so we got Bug Delver versus. I'm gonna go ahead and put him down as Ant. Like if
Okay.
I've never seen him play. Well, I have never seen him play anything else recently. other than
Sure.
that.
I think an old truism about Legacy is there's nothing scarier than a competent storm pilot.
Yes, I would completely agree with that. So Phil gonna get on to 18. Yeah, and my suspicions of Bug have been confirmed
Yes.
as well.
I would say this is almost certainly a bug deck.
Are you sure? With the hymns, the goifs, I don't see Delver.
It's true.
Ooh, 2 Treasure Cruises in hand is a little awkward.
Mm-hmm.
And only 1 land.
Only 1 land, so he might not be
And-
able to fetch out.
He has to fetch in order to brainstorm.
But I think this is a hand you're okay keeping.
Sure.
It's a little sketchier on the draw, I think.
I mean,
but
I'm pretty sure Phil is like overjoyed to see this hand.
yeah.
Because like he knows he has to play around days, but that's just it.
Greblo in the chat asks, does anyone play the gate anymore? Greblo, only like 5 people ever played the gate. The gate was a mono black kind of mid-rangey deck that showed up. I think the original incarnation played main deck Deathmark. It was created by Michael Keller, who goes by Hollywood on this sword.
The Deathmark deck?
Yeah, the Deathmark, like Abyssal
that was
Persecutor
years,
or whatever.
that was years ago.
You know, I mean, those decks, sometimes they're great meta calls and stuff like that.
Sure. I think. What does he take here with this dress?
If he
can,
can,
him? All right. Oh, okay. So, he
Right.
just sits
So if you
back.
were going to try
All
to go off that turn and you could go off through a daze, you take the brainstorm.
Yeah.
But I think, if you're going for the long game with your combo deck, you don't want to get him down.
So Spikeman wanted to see the fight. I don't like it was
Okay,
like
good deal.
Phil and Ned so Chuck was on our side to get more people on here.
Right.
So it would be Phil and Ned versus Bogner.
That's, Bogner's a big guy.
Bogner is a big dude.
But I really, having seen none of these people ever do any physical activities, I really don't have like a great, great sense of who would win.
And we have Ned with his signature "What now?"
That's a great underground seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh goodness gracious. How much is Mud named Aztec Nemesis? You say. So I am actually the resident Mud player, since I've started streaming, I don't get to play anymore. Every once in a while, I'll end up playing, but unfortunately, you don't really see that. On Monday nights, we've got a guy that has been playing Dragon Stompy with Dragon Speaker, which has been pretty good.
Dragon Speaker?
Yeah.
Oh, like Sarkin.
Sarkin Dragon
okay,
Speaker, yeah. So I would definitely say go back. I want to say it was 2 Mondays ago. It's up on YouTube, but it was pretty
That seems
good.
cool. It seems like a good draft.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Past that in this meta, there's not a lot of Mud. Luis played it once or twice. And then I know that I can't think. Judge L3, Raul. Raul has it put together. But in chat, I know there's quite a few Mud players. There's Dr. Derp, BJ Dennis, my hero, plays it. Simo plays it, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong here at all.
So going back to the match, it looks like Ned's picked up 2 days. Like he now has 2 days in hand, and he's definitely got these goifs going. So it's looking like he's going to force Phil towards going off soon. Phil's got a lot of initial mana sources because he's played 4 lands out.
Yeah.
But I don't have a great sense of his hand, so I don't really know how close is he really to going off, and what can he fight through.
So, question about why there's "What Now" written on Ned's Underground Sea. So, the guy that he got it from, I guess, he got another. I think he got like either beta or alpha Underground Seas, so he didn't really care so much about this white bordered Underground Sea. And so, like, one of his buddies was like, I bet you won't, like, write on it now. And so the guy wrote "What Now" on it. And then Ned went up and asked to trade for it. And so he got it for a really, really good price. Phil got to do something this turn.
It looks like Phil might be dead if we got life totals correct here. But he's not scooping it up, so...
How do we... He must have paid for one of the...
That's certainly possible.
He must have paid. He must have paid for it. So we got to put him in 1.
Yeah.
Which means he's got to go off without Ad Nauseam.
But that's fine. Ad Nauseam is rarely, like the way you want to go off. It's sort of like,
Sure.
I don't have anything better to be doing. Okay, so immediately Ponder.
Yeah,
Snaps
so
off the
he's
Ponder.
real happy about that.
Yeah. And yeah,
no,
because we can see
picking
his
up,
hand,
shuffling.
he's got at least an LED. So I wonder if he's looking either for a tutor effect or some way to, take some cards out of Ned's hand.
And Grublo, if you're looking for a money-friendly way to get into Legacy, I don't like. It really depends on what your definition of money-friendly is. If you want like the cheapest competitive deck you can get, Burn would be the cheapest deck I could think.
And Phil's gonna flip over a handful of mana and nothing to do with it, so they're going off
that's
the game
rough.
too.
That's rough.
I think honestly the most money-friendly way to get into Legacy is make friends with players in your local Legacy scene and borrow decks from them.
True.
Like when my entire collection got wrecked, at one point like a basement flooded, some cards got ruined. It was really upsetting, and then prices spiked, so I couldn't buy back into Magic immediately.
Yeah.
And what really helped me out at the time was, I knew some guys, and I said, hey, do you have like a spare deck you can lend me, so I could still get my fix of jamming
What guys
games.
did you know?
Oh, this was back when I was in high school.
Okay.
So,
Well, you sold all your cards too at one point, right?
no.
No. Okay.
But
Either way. Yeah, that's definitely make friends, borrow decks.
Right.
If you can't do that, like you don't have a Legacy scene there, and you want to go to like opens and whatnot and play, yeah, Burn, Dredge.
Mhm.
Burn's probably your cheapest. Like I can't think of a cheaper deck than Burn.
Yeah, especially with the repinning of the red fetch lands, like red fetch lands
Yes.
and cons. Like pick up some Bloodstained Mire, some Wooded Foothills, and then all you have to get is like Chain Lightning.
Yeah, and like next step up would be.
Ned's showing us what he's boarding
Putting
in.
it,
Looks like a
okay.
lot of good combo hate. Although,
Yep.
Grafdigger's Cage, it's certainly a card that can shut off Past in Flames. I don't necessarily know if it's always worth a full card in the matchup.
I think it's fine because like Ned's got enough stuff to take out, so like I don't know, but yeah. So Dredge and then past Dredge, what are we looking at?
If you
Merfolk,
can, yeah,
maybe?
if you can invest in
Force of Wills.
Force of
But
Wills,
Force of Jesus Christ, Force of Wills and LEDs are about the same.
Oh, that's true.
So I mean, those are actually you got to get Mutavaults and stuff. Those have gone down.
Like if you play Jund in Modern, the transition to Legacy Jund is
it's very easy.
cheap. Yeah, it's not you have to pick up a bunch of dual lands, but the dual lands, like Badlands, is not in the line.
And if all else fails, you can run shock lands.
Right. Yeah.
It's not obviously like if you're bolting yourself is way better than just gut shotting, or like bolting yourself is way worse than gut shotting yourself in order to go get a land off a fetch. But yeah. So I don't know. That would be my 2 cents on there. So, but yeah, I think Grafdigger's Cage is one of his fine in this. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's like a hard counter to Past in Flames, but I don't know. I feel like very often it's the kind of card where you're boarding in an artifact that doesn't do anything else in the matchup, and while it is a way to shut off like one of their avenues to victory, like is it better like if you draw that card over? I guess he's really drawing it over a card like Abrupt Decay, so it's probably just an upgrade. For him.
Yeah. I think it's fine. I mean, like, I don't know. Again, it's only a 1/of, so like you can't really complain too terribly much about
it. A litmus test I once heard, which isn't actually a great litmus test, but just a way to think about it in general, is if you would never want to play that card over another card that costs the same. So like in your Bug Delver deck, right? Like you would never want to lead with Grafdigger's Cage over Deathrite Shaman or Delver of Secrets, or even like a Ponder, I would argue. So maybe again,
but turn 2, it's
right.
It's way more reasonable.
And then obviously knows his 75 and knows like what's probably coming in and going out.
Dr. Derp points out that he could build, or that they could build Manaless Dredge. Which is, I don't like Manaless Dredge. I don't think it's that great, especially since all the like splash graveyard hate that's going on. I mean, that goes for all the Dredge decks, but that's also a very cheap deck to build.
I think one of the things that's always true about Manaless Dredge is that you kind of only do one thing. You don't have a lot of variation in your games, and so sometimes it can feel like it's like a little repetitive, and you're not like interacting a ton. And also, you'll get a lot of like people sighing disgustedly whenever you say, "I'll be on the draw in game 1."
Yeah, and I mean, like, so if you want to step up from that, then I would say Mud, Death and Taxes.
Oh, Mud's got to be hugely expensive.
Miracles. Mud's not bad.
Well, but you have to get isn't like City of Traders like $100?
Yeah,
now?
but I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to step up to the next like tier of expensiveness,
yeah.
Then I'd say Mud, Miracles, Death and Taxes.
Right.
But if you're not familiar with like the Legacy scene, whether Miracles is a good choice for you or not. Like, I mean, you're definitely going to learn, and you're going to like have to adapt very quickly if you're playing Miracles, and it's probably not a bad thing. But you're like, oh, what learning curve? This is a cliff.
Right. It
So,
looks like Ned's mulliganing. And Dr. Derp in the chat points out Manaless Dredge, or not Manaless Dredge, but just Manaless
LED list Dredge.
Right. And that's a fine deck. It's not very explosive. You kind of do get to play with Tireless Tribe, which is always sweet. But you know.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Just our 2 cents. And Deadpool, of course. You like always your favorite deck. That's what I always try to get this on for him. Deadpool loves Bug, and by love I mean hate. But he also trolls so much saying that he loves Bug that he's almost got me convinced that he actually does love Bug.
Yeah, maybe he just loves it. You know, like the maiden doth protest too much or whatever.
Sure. Oh, okay. Yeah, kind of like the. Well, actually, I'm not gonna go there. But
Okay, good.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
LED
They're
list
also-
might as well be Manaless, but that's my opinion, though.
There's there are also a lot of like fringe decks in Legacy that aren't too expensive, like Nick Fit, the Veteran Explorer Rock deck.
Okay, yeah,
Those
sure.
usually aren't too bad to pick up.
Pox decks aren't bad.
Yeah, and so those are decks where like you might lose off on some like tier status or whatever, but you can definitely like have a lot of fun doing powerful things.
Ned going down to 5 here though. That's rough. So odds are we're going to see Game 3.
I'm thinking it looks good for Phil.
I'm saying odds. Odds
Right.
are because Ned could just have like an insane draw, like turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Hymn to Torok, turn 3 Liliana, and then then Phil's probably not doing 11th again.
Yeah.
But
Oh, it looks like Ned's actually on 4.
he's on 4.
His
then
4
this one?
looks pretty good. It's Goyf, Brainstorm, Ponder, Daze, 4 powerful Legacy cards.
Yes. Unfortunately, no land.
Yeah.
Going down to 18 for Phil though.
But this is a hand that's really strong against duress. You know, it's really good against duress effects. Something to be
Sure.
said for it.
So Phil, I'm seeing ad nauseum, a brainstorm. Oh, he's just gonna go off. All right. Well, this is gonna be easy.
No.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
duress.
yeah,
Sorry, I
yeah,
thought that was a dark red.
Oh, yeah. It
Yeah,
would be
okay.
much nicer for him, I think, if he could go off right now.
Okay. My mistake there.
And Ned, like a champion, draws the blue source so he can brainstorm in response to, I'm sure some other disruption.
Brainstorm and days, which is
Right.
relevant.
Yeah, definitely, certainly relevant.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Jeffrey K, I apologize. We had to start this. We actually started the stream late. Like, I was very upset that we had to start. We started 12 minutes late. I was not a fan of that. But yes, this is the last round. They capped the event at 4 rounds. I looked and we had, I believe, 18 people though.
So that's
nice big thing. So he is going to daze the Cabal Therapy, which I think you have to, right? Like you don't want him to
I think
name.
you can. It depends on what he hits off of Brainstorm,
Sure.
and like it looks like he wanted to hide the Ponder. It's also reasonable that he's putting Phil. He's thinking, what can I beat? I can beat a slow cantrip heavy hand, and if he takes out my Tarmogoyf, I can no longer beat that hand.
Yeah.
And it looks like the top 3 cards for Ponder are Force of Will, Tarmogoyf, and
Something else doesn't matter.
maybe Graph Digger's Cage.
Had the Force, had the Graphic kit. If he like,
Well, he doesn't have a
wow.
blue card for his Force of
Does
Will.
he not? Yeah, he does.
His hand- no, his
Oh,
hand
it's
is
Goyf.
Tarmogoyf.
It's Goyf
Yeah.
land. Okay,
Right.
that's true. That's true.
But Phil's hand isn't really doing anything as of right. Like it's not he doesn't. It doesn't seem like he can go off. He's still lacking an initial mana source to really get things going. It looks like he picked up an LED.
Oh
He had a
no,
Lotus
it's a
pedal.
pedal.
No,
It's
I think he picked a LED.
Oh,
for
okay.
Brainstorm, I'm saying.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if he can get up to ad nauseum though, then he's
Right.
probably gonna win. He's got the
Yeah.
ad nauseum.
If you can add nauseum from 18 life, you normally are doing okay.
Yeah. You're gonna get.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna say you're gonna get there,
Right.
but there's a chance. Well, there's
So Ned draws another Goyf. His hand is Force of Will, Tarmogoyf.
Yep. So I'm seeing instant sorcery. All right. Apparently, it's just
sorcery.
instant sorcery.
Yeah.
All right. So Goyf sitting at. I gotta get my Goyf die made, or well, like it's made, but I gotta
Right,
remember
you
to
gotta
bring
bring
it.
it, He
So-
mulled to 4. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's mold of 4. Yeah, it's rough, but he's
It's rough.
doing okay.
Right, he's really done. I think he's really been fortunate that Phil doesn't have a very explosive draw here.
Yeah.
Phil's hand was really prepared for an attrition fight.
Yeah, and I mean, like, but this brain's. Oh, I couldn't see. All I saw was he got another land off of the off that brainstorm. But he does have that fetch, so he's gonna put. Looks like Ponder Petal back. Is that a Chain of Vapors, right in his hand? In Phil's hand?
Yep, looks like a Chain of
Okay.
Vapor.
So Phil gonna go down to there's a question 17. This Goyf's gonna get bigger, and so like we know that Ned's got another Goyf. That's a little bit of a clock that
But certainly
Ned
a
has
clock.
put together.
And if Ned draws a blue card this turn, he's going to have a clock and a Force of Will in his hand. So he's sort of piecing together the Bug Delver
Yes.
game plan.
Yeah. So I don't know.
You know, the
Interesting
window, I
stuff.
mean, Phil's still got plenty of time, although Tarmogoyf will make Ad Nauseam a less attractive game plan, and we know that Phil has the Ad Nauseam.
Yeah, in hand. Yeah. So
But Phil's just going to continue to cantrip. And, you know, I mean,
I don't blame him.
last game he had a ton of mana and no action. This game it looks like he's got a lot of
Well, and
action
there's a
and not
Passive
ton of
Flames.
mana.
So yeah, he just needs the mana. So, but was that last card down off the Ponder? Was that
It looked like a land to me.
was it a land or was it the cage? If it's the cage, that
Oh,
makes things
yeah.
a lot harder.
Like if Ned draws the cage this turn.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know. This is interesting. So Phil not liking what he sees off the Ponder, gonna shuffle it back.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be. Yeah. I don't know.
This is I think one of the more frustrating parts of playing Ad Nauseam Tendrils as opposed to some other combo decks in Legacy, and it's that you really need to draw like 6 cards. Like you need to have, you know, I mean obviously you need to draw like a bunch of junk to really get your
I
combo going.
didn't see what that was. Sick of Storm. That's fair. Oh, so Phil's got a top.
Top is great at fighting
Yeah.
against, you know, discard. What I'm curious about is when are we going to see a Storm deck playing Treasure Cruise?
Going in, I'm sick as. All right, that's fair. I mean, but to be fair, Phil's also our only like consistent Storm player, and he's always in the top at the top tables.
Yeah.
So like that's something to say.
Okay, this is a sweet look on top. It looks like it was Dark Ritual, Lion's Eye Diamond, Brainstorm.
There we go. All right, so hopefully this will be. No, there was no elf decks tonight. Nobody was playing elves. Elves has been like we went from having like 4 or 5 elves decks a night, or elves decks a night,
Mm-hmm.
to just completely disappearing. So that's I think people got tired of too many engineered plays being played
Yeah, I
sideboards.
think Elves is one of those decks where it's a very linear deck, and it's not the hardest deck to hate out if you want to.
Yeah, we missed a Gwei swing there. So that Phil's actually at 14.
Yeah, passes it back to Ned.
Yeah.
And Ned, it looks like drew. Well, I don't know what he drew.
Now we're having faith lost in us. This is bad. Or in me specifically.
Oh no.
So whenever they have like fun questions, they go to Simon. Whenever
Yeah.
there's complaints to me. Thank you, Gary.
It looks like before damage happens, Chain of Vapor is going to bounce one of those Tarmogoyfs.
which is good because like he needs to be at least at like 10 in order to get any value out of an Ad Nauseam.
Right. Yeah.
But Cage hasn't come down yet. So
Cage doesn't come down, and the other card in Ned's
hand.
hand. No, I think it's a Golgari Charm. So Ned's taking a very rarely seen thing, and he's going to sacrifice the land to copy Chain of Vapor.
What, you can do that?
Yeah, I think he's going to bounce the Sensei's Divining Top is what it looks like. I'm not entirely sure. He might be fetching. But, yeah, he's sacrificing that.
Wait, what? I didn't know there was a mode on.
So Chain of Vapor, almost all the cards that say Chain in their name, you can, they have some ability to copy. Like
Chain Lightning.
right?
Oh,
Chain
okay.
Plasma.
Just part of a cycle. All right.
Yeah, a weird, I think, block cycle.
Yeah, and Kron, like, I know he doesn't need Ad Nauseam. It just would have been nice. And, like, he's got a Past in Flames on top of his deck. He just doesn't have a ton, or, well, I guess it's in his hand now. He just does, or did he shuffle it away with the Ponder? I don't know.
I don't know.
But it's just not enough, like, he doesn't have enough card acceleration, or, like, mana acceleration to get there, where the Ad Nauseam would be nice. So he can try to get, like, a few more.
Yeah, the dream with Ad Nauseam is that you cast Ad Nauseam and you have, like, 2 mana available or 1 mana available, so you can immediately then Dark Ritual, and if you don't hit, like, Lotus Petals and stuff like that.
So all of this stuff is still resolved.
Right, so the copy of Chain of Vapor resolves first. And because of that, this gives Phil an opportunity
to sack a land as well.
If he wants to keep the chain going, I believe. But I don't think he's going for that. Instead, he's just going to activate top, sacrificing a land. I don't know. It's very hard to see what's going on.
Oh,
Okay, so he activates top in response to the copy.
Oh, I guess this is to the resolution. So
Yeah, that's interesting.
So all right, let me go ask about that really quick.
I'm not entirely sure how this works. Again, this is not something that comes up a ton with Chain of Vapor. You don't really play it for this effect. Generally, people play it so they can they play it because it's a way to bounce a card for a single blue mana. So what Mark is trying to stop right now is that in response to the Sensei's that he activated Sensei's Divining Top while the copy of Chain was resolving, and this might all be part of this resolution of the spell. Although it might be that Chain copies itself. Okay, so that's what it looks like is happening. I don't know. This is another fun thing about Legacy. There are these crazy corner case, rules, interaction stuff that nobody really knows what happens. But this is all going on during the combat step on Ned's turn. And okay, so looking at the chat, looks like you guys are coming down the side of you can do stuff in between the copies of Chain. Okay, that makes sense. That's something that I could believe. Right, and the real question to resolve here is whether Chain of Vapor just adds text to the spell, or if it copies itself and each individual copy gives you a chance to interact in between them. So, a lot of finger pointing, a lot of hoopla, trying to make sure that it's all kosher. Nobody's having any, crazy hijinks going on. And this is something that's worth doing is if you're ever picking up like a new card or whatever for your Legacy deck, you should really make sure that you understand the rules interactions like this, just because it makes it a lot easier, obviously, going to tournaments. So if you're playing Chains of Mephistopheles, you should know what that card does. Okay. So it looks like Phil's explaining it again. He's going to draw the card off of top. This is all resolving. All right. It goes to his hand. He draws a card.
Okay. So
Mark's got the explanation.
Yeah. All right. So Chain of Vapors, it makes a copy. So at that point, the first Chain of Vapors has resolved.
Sure.
And so you can respond to it. However, you can't. He can't. He couldn't bounce. He couldn't return the top. He couldn't tap to put the top on top of his library because then that second copy of Chain of Vapors from Ned would fizzle, and so he wouldn't get a chance to then chain back.
Sure.
So that's where all that kind of stuff was. He didn't have to randomize his deck because he did top, so he knew it was out there.
Okay.
So we did have a spotter on the match, so we know that that was kosher and all that kind of fun stuff when we brought Chuck over.
Great.
So, yeah. So he does have the chance to respond and stuff like that.
Cool. So it looks like Phil's untapped, taking his turn. He's played top. He's topped again. He's passed it back to Ned. Ned gets in there for 3, dropping Phil to 11.
And it looks like we missed a fetch on Ned's side.
No.
Oh, no, that's a sack. That was a sack. That's correct. Okay.
He's still at 20.
Okay. So Phil needs to do something.
Yeah.
He needs to do it. He needs to do it soon.
Phil is drawing a card.
Putting it back on top.
So it looks like now he's ready. I would have to assume.
He's got to do something. So I mean, even if it's like a
Dark Ritual. All right.
Yeah.
Storms on 1, 3 black mana floating. Storms on 2, still 3 black mana floating. And
looks like tendrils.
Yeah. No. Ad nauseam.
Or ad nauseam. Jeez, that's
So
what
it's
I
the
meant.
third spell of the turn. He's at 11 life.
We should probably be paying attention with that. All right, so we're gonna do that, and we're gonna open this, and
So first flip, Sensei's Divine Top. So he's down to 9,
9.
7.
Okay.
Ponder goes down to
6.
6. Another land. Dark Ritual. That's what he
5.
wants to hit.
Yeah. And I mean, does he have the Passion Flames in hand? Like, he has the Tendrils in hand.
Right.
So, like, I think you're.
And he doesn't even need Passing
okay.
Flames because he has the ability to cast Dark Ritual and use one of the LEDs he has in hand to empty his hand for
Sure.
the Infernal Tutor.
Okay, so he's going to stop at 5 there.
Right. Add a bunch of cards to his hand. Storm's currently on 3.
Okay.
He's going to fetch, goes down to 4 life.
Okay, because he hasn't played a land this turn
Right.
yet. Alright. Alright. Okay. Okay.
Gets himself a very nice looking. I think that's one of the Apex Swamps, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. But
yeah,
anyway,
alright,
Dark
so Storm's
Ritual.
4.
Mm-hmm. And he's got 3 black mana in his pool again.
Alright.
Storm's
5,
5, 6,
6,
7. 3 of a kind with Lion's Eye Diamond. Goes down to 1, casting the Infernal Tutor, and Storm's now at 8, I think, right?
So the Tendrils is in his hand.
Right, but if he gets Passing Flames...
Oh, okay,
yeah,
sure.
he can just- yeah.
Sure.
So I'm assuming he's going to cast or break one of these Lion's Eye Diamonds for red mana as well.
Alright, so probably, 6 black, 3 red.
Yeah, or he could do 3 red, 3 black, 3 blue, just so he can,
Okay.
do whatever. So probably
9.
he's going to cast Duress before he casts the Passive Flame. Or, sorry.
No, or he's just going to go for it. So Storm's at 11.
Yeah. Flashes back the Probe. Sees a handful of good cards that don't do anything.
Yeah.
And then is going to Tendrils net for a bajillion.
Okay. And so we're going on to...
Yep.
Okay, we'll set that to 3 because that's about the time then you know shit's gonna happen. There's a 3rd spell on the turn.
Yeah, it might
Shit's
be
happening.
just Storm is on resting at 3.
Oh yeah, I mean,
No,
just
yeah,
like by the
that's
time
right,
like
yeah,
we know and then we're gonna
Right.
turn it on, it's probably sitting around 3.
Right.
And Bisco M, yes, we did. We found a better table at Card Market in order to. Oh, Ned's already at 20.
Yeah, Ned did a
Hey.
good job of not taking any damage that game until he lost all of his life points.
That's an issue.
Yeah,
You gotta fix that.
right.
Yeah.
Not taking damage only takes you so far against the Tendrils deck.
Yeah.
That was a very good fight for a mulligan to 4, though. It must
Oh,
be said. That was one of the
yeah.
better mull to 4 fights I've
Oh
seen.
yeah, most certainly. I mean, normally when you say mull to 4,
Right.
you just scoop them.
Yeah, it's just
But-
like, why? Why
Yeah,
did I
like,
show
all right,
up
well,
tonight?
I'm gonna give about 10 minutes worth of this game, if that. Like, let's see. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I agree with that. Like that, it's a little frustrating, especially like mulling to 4. Like, I mean, I think it's definitely some like solace that you did mull to 4
Right.
and you were able to put up such a good fight. But at the same like on the opposite end of that token, like you mulled to 4 and
Yeah.
you were able to like almost get it.
Yeah, I mean, it really shows that Tarmogoyf is it's still, despite how much worse
And-
it's gone with Treasure Cruise and all this nonsense.
And so, like,
it's still going.
and the biggest misplay that Ned made was letting Phil have the chance to bounce another,
Yeah,
was to redo the chain of it because I don't think top was that important there.
I think he got pretty minimal value from bouncing
Yeah.
the top, and he definitely gave Phil an extra card off of
Because-
ad nauseum at the end of the game.
Yes, I mean because that would have put Phil to 2, and then Fetch would have put him to 1, and he wouldn't have been able to probe. Not that that's that big of a deal,
Right,
But,
but it's just a thing where it's like you want to get the damage, you can get it.
yeah, sure.
So Ned looks like he has no card hand, shipping it back. Phil's also mulliganing the
All right, Shufflegate. Hashtag Shufflegate.
open up the gates of shuffling,
Oh god, but
unleash the shuffles of
the
war.
top cards are moving on both players. It looks like.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. That's what we want to see for shuffles.
So
Texas Rager, it depends on which ley line you're talking about. If you're talking about Leyline of Sanctity, you could mulligan to 1 looking for it against Storm, and then they would Chain of Vapor.
Yeah.
It's,
Chain of Vapor's rough, and then like some like what was the 4 or 5 color one that would that ran just like it was just straight enchantment removal. It was green enchantment removal, which I guess Phil's technically doing an ant too. I mean he's got green mana, so
yeah,
he can
yeah.
do stuff.
it's mostly
So the good thing is though that Phil did not see the Grafdigger's Cage from Ned, so Phil might not be sighting in because I know Phil's got a bunch of replicas in his
Right.
board. So
Yeah, I mean, Chain still takes care of Abrupt Decay.
Okay,
Of Grafdigger's Cage,
yeah,
I mean.
sure.
Yeah. But it does mean that you can't just kill it. You have to go off the turn that you cast the Chain.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah, that's fair.
that's fair.
Molded 2 versus Storm. Play Swamp, cast Entomb.
It's pretty good against Storm, assuming you then draw Reanimate for your Iona.
Well, that's 2 turns. Well, no, 1 turn. Well,
whatever.
You
I don't play a lot of
no,
Reanimator. I don't know how it
Reanimator.
works.
No, Reanimator.
Okay, a 6-card
yeah.
hand, and looks like this hand also has a cage in it.
That seems fine. He's got Land Delver. I think he's fine.
Yeah.
And I think he's okay to just go ahead and run that Delver out. Say hashtag yellow swag on the cage, and just play that turn 2. I mean, you run the risk of Phil just going like fucking ham. So like, I don't know. Do you do that? Like, I don't know. What's your call?
If you were Phil in this situation,
No, if I'm Ned in this situation, do I run out Delver or do I run out?
That's what I'm talking about exactly with cages. You obviously want to play Delver because if you just play, like playing cage is cool, but that like you're not concerned about the turn 1.
Yeah.
Or you shouldn't be playing like you're concerned about the turn 1, especially once your opponent mulligans.
Mindlock Orb, very good against can't search the deck.
Yeah, assuming you have 4 mana and you're in the market for Mindlock Orbs, Mindlock Orb is the best effective. I guess there's also that card from Commander that you can't search your library or take additional turns, if that should be relevant.
Sure.
It's like a 4 mana red enchantment.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like if we're talking seriously, then I would say the Leon Arbiter or
Even Mindsense.
Ava Mindsense.
Yeah, there have been some versions of Death and Taxes that are on the Ghost Quarter Leonin Arbiter plan, and Ghost Quarters really strip mine a lot.
Yeah.
But, so it looks
even
like,
without Leon Arbiter.
Right. Turn 1 Duress from Phil takes the cage.
Ooh. All right. So that's kind of rough. Delver does flip, though. Flips off a Daze. And
that's great, because now he's putting on the pressure. He's got a Daze. He can actually hard cast Daze because he's got nothing else going on this turn.
Yeah.
And Phil's going down to 16.
So, still a pretty comfortable life total for Ad Nauseam.
Yeah, but the pressure's on. And Phil's really shown that he's got a very cantrip-heavy build with the Preordains.
Ooh.
So, he's not necessarily going to be able to do a lot of stuff.
Do you like dazing there?
I do like dazing there because, if he Cabal therapies and he's concerned about the daze, he's just going to take it. And you want to protect
and then it can go Click.
Right,
now,
yeah.
so.
Click is, definitely good, especially against somebody who's got a, your opponent's on... Oh, never mind. I was going to say 1 land.
Yeah, and it looks like Ned might be able to Dream Crush here.
It looks like Ned might be able to do the Dream Crush. Although... We should make sure we're not getting too hasty.
No. I mean, most certainly. I'm just saying, there's because I'm not quite sure what Ned is responding to here.
I think Phil is just passing the turn back, and Ned's going to go for the click to speed up his clock, and Phil might have a brainstorming response.
Yeah. So when would you cast Mindbreak Trap? Is the question? It's after Tendrils is cast.
You can do it after Tendrils is cast, or you can do it at a point where your opponent no longer has any mana floating and no way to produce additional mana again for the turn. You can also do it in response to Passing Flames is really good because it exiles it so they don't get a chance to flash it back.
Sure.
Really, it's it's like a card that there are a lot of different situations you want to cast it in.
So Phil going down to 12 after cracking that fetch. What do you take here? I think I take the LED.
I would be interested in taking Dark Ritual just because.
That's true too. Yeah.
I don't know. Because
if you
clearly you're not taking an Infernal Tutor.
Well, you could take Infernal Tutor, No,
you're not taking an Infernal Tutor.
Yeah.
So I think you can take Dark Ritual and hope your opponent doesn't draw another Dark Ritual, or you can take LED and then you sort of give Phil has the ability if he wants to Infernal Tutor for another Dark Ritual, not using the Hellbent mode of the card. And then Dark Ritual, Infernal Tutor, try to get something going off of that.
Yeah. And so here, Chad's talking about Mindbreak Trap, and that a comment was brought up, a good Storm player won't lose to Mindbreak Trap, which I actually disagree with because Mindbreak Trap doesn't see any play.
Right.
Literally 0 play. And so Storm players aren't really playing around it anymore.
And they also sometimes get to scenarios where they can't play around it. I mean, it's a really good free counterspell against Storm, but I think Fluster Storm has sort of usurped it as the anti-Storm counter.
Sure. I mean, the benefit with Mindbreak Trap, you don't have to pay any mana, and
Right.
the spells are actually exiled.
And they
But-
bring it up in the chat that, you know, like decks like Goblins would frequently play it as a way to beat
Oh,
Belcher.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all good. But it doesn't remove the storm count. It just removes the. Yeah, never mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just takes the what?
It does
Empty
the
the
thing to the
wards.
thing. It
Takes
exiles every
all
spells on the
yeah,
stack.
all
So you can, for example, hardcast a Mindbreak Trap and exile an Emrakul. They still get the cast trigger from it or whatever,
Yeah.
but Emrakul doesn't go to their graveyard. It's, you know, exiled.
Oh yeah. There you go. Cool.
Something I used to do in Modern. I would mystical teachings for a
Mindbreak
Mindbreak Trap against
Oh!
Green Red Tron.
Oh, there you go.
So
I think
Phil-
we missed a swing here.
Yeah,
Phil at
Phil.
9 though.
No, there's going to be a 3-turn clock for Ned. Phil is like fetching out, trying to figure out, again, trying to piece together a victory. Mulliganing is pretty rough for Storm.
Very. Yeah. And his hand just did not have, when we saw it at least, was not a lot of gas. But what did you? We started talking about other things, but did you see what was bottomed?
You know, I did.
Chat, what was bottomed? What was bottomed there? I don't know. They'll let us know.
Mm.
They're a helpful bunch.
Right.
90% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you gotta bless you, chat, for sticking with us.
Yes.
Through all of our-
Yeah, I mean that's completely fair. So
Phil's gonna
Coming in
cantrip
for Phil.
into cantrip into. Looks
just
like
digging.
he found the
Just-
Passion Flames, but I don't think he wants it right now. And-
Okay.
so
So dark rate was what was put on bottom.
right, so that's a good way of making sure that he can't get anything going.
So
I think Ned's done a pretty good job of figuring out what he where he needs to pressure Phil throughout the match. Game 1 was pretty nice that Phil ended up with no action to go with all that mana. And Game 2, I think Ned did a okay job of, you know, trying to piece together a game plan when he really didn't have a ton. But this him here is looking real good.
oh yep, off the
A
ponder.
lot of times him can be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah,
against a Storm deck.
like I'm trying to. He's got another Delver on top, but yeah, no, I completely agree. You just rip
He
that
just-
him.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's him, Goyf, Delver, and he's trying to figure out what he. All right, so he's definitely taking the him top,
Yeah.
but he's trying to figure out what he's doing next.
ugh,
Get it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, this is rough. This is gonna leave him with 2 cards in hand.
Right.
But if it's LED Tutor, that's a lot better. But
If it's LED
Lord-
Tutor, he can do something.
yeah, if he hits,
And it's-
oh god, he got a Cabal Writ, and so he's just got 2 Infernal Tutor's in hand.
Yeah, he
That's
really.
where you want to be if you're on Storm.
This is not looking good for the Storm team.
Oh god. Oh, and a Gataxian Probe that he got off the top, so that's something. Oh,
I like
that's
this. Cast the
rough.
probe.
Oh man,
Season
not
in.
seeing a lot. What,
Brainstorm.
what is
It looks to me like a time sieve, but it can't be time sieve.
It's- I don't know what that card is. What? Oh, it's a Demir.
Man, more Demir Charm. See, Demir
Okay.
Charm is everywhere now. I'm telling you, this is the new hotness.
Yeah.
Phil goes down to 3 life.
Yep. So Phil gonna need a miracle off the top.
Right.
Like, I guess Abrupt Decay actually does something. Like, Abrupt Decay stops the clock, but little does he know that not only is a Delver, but also a Goyf going to join the party.
Yeah, I'm thinking Tarmogoyf's going to show up.
Demir Charm is so hot right now.
Yeah, you got those nice promo Demir Charms that nobody's ever needed for anything. I guess in Cube, right? It's probably like a sweet Cube card.
Oh, man. Yeah, so I don't know how Phil gets out of this, right? Like, is there a way to get out of
Yeah,
it?
I think you. I'm trying to think of something. His hand is Chain of Vapor. Is that Chain of Vapor?
Not that does
Yep.
a lot. I think
Gives
it
him another
is.
turn.
So, yeah, all right, there we go.
Goes for the chain.
All right, now what Ned needs to do is, in response, Golgari Charm. That's the pro tip.
You just start throwing away cards in his hand. These Golgari Charms, you know, I get that they're like a fail-safe against Empty the Warrens or whatever. I'm not even sure Phil has an Empty the Warrens. It looked like he had a main deck Tendrils.
Yeah, no, I think you can, because he doesn't want Burning Wish. So,
Right.
like, I think he has it in the board that he can side in, but I don't know
sure,
why
okay.
you would side it in this matchup.
Yeah.
So,
All right, Brainstorm. Let's see if we can get it going. It's possible. I mean, he could still hit it right. That looked like some good cards.
Like, the series of cards that he needs though is
If
legitimate.
he had like
yeah.
Dark Ritual, LED, Pass and Flames, or even I think he has enough mana to do Dark Ritual. So Dark Ritual, he goes up to, he has 3 mana, 4 mana. He doesn't have enough to. Oh no, he does. He has enough that if he has like Dark Ritual, Infernal Tour, LED, I think he can go off. Maybe.
Oh, it looks like he's got the Pass and Flames in hand.
Pass and
Like,
Flames cheapens that loop because he doesn't need a tutor for the Pass and
but
Flames.
I don't know if he can get enough mana to cast Pass and Flames.
Right. He really needs to have. He needs to have an LED because he needs to get a red
he
source.
needs LED to also be. Actually, he just needs that to be
Hellbent.
no, just a Black Lotus, and that would get a lot better.
Right, yeah. If he was playing Vintage Storm, he could, for example, draw an Ancestral Recall. Really helps you fill back up cards in hand.
Oh God, you know it's good. I don't know. I'm curious because, like, I guess there are technically lines that get him out of it.
Yeah,
So
it's just not super clear what they are.
Ned with the Dream Crush,
Yeah, but
Which-
you know, I mean, that's really what.
which I think
That's really what Delver does. Is
Yeah.
Delver crushes dreams.
I think that puts actually Ned in second place, depending on what happens. So
Yeah. So I like this. I like leading
Alright.
with the tutor here. It's totally possible that he has like LED. Yeah, so he's gonna get another LED, and so he's gonna get 2 LEDs. He's actually gonna.
cast a Pass and Flames.
Yeah. What Ned needs to do is, in response to the first LED, he needs to cast his Vendilion Click. So he can take the second LED and strand the Pass and Flames, or he can just take the Pass and. I don't know what I'm saying.
All right.
You can just take Pass and Flames.
Yeah, I think you just take.
This is the time for Ned to act if he wants to win. Oh,
all right.
oh, he saw it. So close. Man, you know, you got to appreciate Phil. He's got like nothing going on. He's trying to
going
piece it
for it.
together.
Yeah.
I think he can still actually win depending on the card he takes. Ugh.
Oh.
And that's the toss of somebody who's like, all right, jerk, trying to ruin all of my fun. So if he takes the Pass in Flames, Ned wins the game. I'm like 99% sure. But if he takes the LED, there are actually a couple of cards that
he could
it's really
draw.
just another LED. He opens it up to being another LED and takes the Pass in Flames.
So let's see. What does he?
It's a Ponder.
Ponder gets it. Ponder gets him there.
Right? Phil
Right?
extends the hand.
Oh,
you know,
alright,
bless
alright.
him for trying. Did his best, but sometimes the Delver just gets him. Gets ya.
Getcha.
Got him.
Oh man. If he picks
Yeah,
LED
right,
and draws
right.
LED.
Yeah. There's always that out against Vendilion Click where they take your card and you just draw another copy
Yeah.
of it.
Pass and Flames though, only a single copy in the deck.
Yeah.
90%.
Yeah,
sure.
you think you could probably bet on that. My favorite
Oh,
thing that
gosh.
always happens is when you activate an Aether Vial and your opponent clicks you in response, and then you draw another creature of the same converted mana cost to really get your opponent.
Yeah. You know,
So hey, it's us again. I'm Simon. It's Mark. I guess I know who you are.
maybe a little bit.
Yeah,
Maybe a
you're
little bit.
around. Yeah, you're around.
Okay, so are we doing? We got to do a Greg shuffle real quick.
I don't know what this is,
So-
and I'm afraid that Greg will never see it.
Oh no, he will. He watches the streams the next
Yeah.
day. So I'm gonna let you entertain them for a quick second. I'm gonna go
Okay.
try to grab Kyle so we can get another person in
Wow.
on this.
Who knows what's going
Yeah.
on? You mean?
So, and I'm also actually just gonna go check and make sure there's not another match.
Okay,
if,
cool.
if we dangle like a 4-minute time extension. or
Right.
something.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for sticking with us. If you've watched this all with us, it's been a lot of really cool stuff. We saw some Death and Taxes. We saw some Blue-Red Delver, some Bug Delver. We saw some Storm. What else was there? Tezzeret. We saw Luis losing with Miracles twice. It's always disappointing when you get on camera for a game 3 and just get blown out. It's 4 rounds. This is round 4. So unless Mark can find like another match that got an extension or something, that's probably it. Looking around the room, it looked like there were some lands that we didn't get on, and I saw, I think, 2 different people piloting Reanimator. I'm not entirely sure. I saw somebody
I
like a
heard about some-
Kessig
yeah.
Wolf Run in play, so I'm assuming somebody was playing Nick Fit.
Yeah, and there was everybody else was done. That was the last match.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, right, Dredge. We did see Dredge, and we saw Dredge with LEDs. We saw the good version.
Yep, and there was I think there's actually 2 people playing Dredge, 1 person playing Storm. There were a couple of different things that were going on,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, we were looking only at the top tables.
Right. We only followed the stars.
Yeah, because we're good like that. We're
Right.
we're kind of
We're star fuckers.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Isn't that
pretentious.
band?
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
that's a pretty good
pretentious.
band.
Is that a band?
Yeah, there's a band Starfucker.
I don't believe
Star
it.
fucking hipsters, a different
Star-
band. There's a lot of bands with star and then the word. I don't know
Are
why I'm
these- are
cursing
these-
so much right at the end of the stream.
are these all-
apologize,
Are
mothers.
these all? It's okay. There's an age warning.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, getting
So
in
we
here.
could have been drinking the whole time.
If you would let me know, and I totally.
Yeah,
we
no,
totally
I
could've
would
been
have taken like a sip. I'm a real lightweight. It's true. It's a true.
Alright,
it's a true
fair
fact
enough.
about. No, it's I mean, my
Alright.
youthful appearance.
So do we actually want to do a Greg Wiggle? All right, we'll save the Greg Wiggle.
Okay.
I'll save the. All right, so Schaefer more than likely will be commentating with me on
Right.
Monday.
Okay.
So I'll save it for when Schaefer's actually here.
Yeah, and I'll be back in DC then, so I'll be doing a Greg Wiggle
Okay.
in my
All
bedroom.
right, good. After you see what it is, because
Yeah.
I feel like we need Greg here to
Sure. Yeah.
fully get the Greg shuffle. down.
Yeah.
Greg shuffle, Greg Wiggle. But that's gonna be it for us guys. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. If you missed any of the match, it's gonna be on YouTube come tonight later on, probably around like 2 in the morning.
It's Thursday. Yeah. So, well, Friday morning.
Oh, Friday morning, sure.
Friday morning.
Well, it's still the night.
Oh, it's Sunday morning. What's that?
What?
Whatever.
What?
I'm gonna stop trying to reference music now.
Oh,
Please, yeah. Continue your
yeah.
wrap up.
Tuesday
Yeah.
morning is a store.
Oh.
There you go. All right, so
Oh,
yeah, so definitely check us out on YouTube. Like us on Facebook if you're so inclined. We would love for you to follow here. I'm going to repost what Mr. Mubot posts a whole lot. But those are all the links to all of our social properties. Follow, subscribe, like.
Yeah, I did
Masturbate.
it, and look, I liked it, and I gotta commentate. So clearly, great
You
things
could.
can happen.
If you're ever in the Chicago area and you want to commentate, let me know.
Make sure you stop by Dice Dojos on Monday for Legacy,
Yep.
and MTG Card Market on Thursdays for
Yep.
Legacy.
Both of them conveniently off the Chicago Red Line.
Yeah,
It's good.
really the best line.
All right, and Spikemo is already having Halloween going on.
Oh,
My entire office got schmammered for a Halloween party today
That's awesome.
that I had to miss.
oh,
That's so sad.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
No. This is what I do. I do
You
this.
do it for
I
the
do,
people.
I do this for the people. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. Thank you again, seriously, so much for tuning in. Thank you to everybody that's followed us. We really appreciate it, and thank you guys for
Hey,
tuning in.
And thank you, Mark, for providing quality Legacy streaming content.
Quality is a very loose word.
Well, of a quality. I'm not saying
Of
which quality.
All
it is. Yeah.
right, done. All right.
Okay.
So, all right, guys. Yeah, seriously, thank you so much, and we'll
Bye.
see you later. Bye, or see you Monday. All right.
Yeah.
Bye.